Why, hello there.
Hi.
So
General Kenobi.
General Kenobi. Welcome to a new episode of Another One, where we are starting a new campaign in the interesting, fantastic, glorious, you totally original, you've never seen it before, awesome, just like I'm a brilliant, stable genius world. I'm kidding.
I believe it.
It is
I'm sold.
yet to be seen. So we will see how you all like it. But it is the world of Tarakas Soul, where our heroes reside in sky cities above a foggy world below, and they've never seen the Earth except for. Actually, all of them have never seen the Earth, except for all those people in the cities who have been deep into the Underdark through the roots of their sky cities. Um, it is an interesting, intriguing place with a little bit of cloak and dagger, and a little bit of danger, a little bit of mystery, and we're gonna hope that we can provide you with some entertainment along the way.
Yeah.
Yee.
The first thing that we need to do is, I guess, roll for recap
I didn't write a recap.
of last week.
It wasn't me.
It probably was me.
So I guess no recap. We paused the other one? Question mark.
Yeah, we paused.
I mean, the only reason I never brought it up or talked about it was because it made sense to me that we do the recap for last week or the week before when we started up again, because we're starting something new. That's why I just didn't think about it or bring it up.
By the way, Twitch is totally fucked today, so the stream will be delayed. There will be pauses. There will be craziness going on just because Twitch
Has there been issues with Twitch?
Oh, dude, it's been bad.
So it's not
I haven't been on today.
According to what I'm seeing, it still is. So,
'Cause last week it was me. Or maybe
yeah, it is not you this week.
Okay,
It is not
cool.
you this week. But yeah. So expect delays and in responses to chat and things like that, if there are indeed responses to chat. And yeah. So let's I guess we're not rolling for recap. What should we do now? Just start?
Yeah.
Yes, I guess we just
Yeah.
You lead
start.
us in.
All right.
Logical progression.
So we find ourselves and our adventurers in the city of Disk, a dwarven city high above the clouds, built 1,000 years beforehand to give light to some of the what they call lightborn races, which were many thousands of years beforehand trapped in the Underdark, fleeing this fog from an unknown source. After many years inside the Underdark, the dwarves and the gnomes, they decided, let's build some cities above the sky so we can provide places for these people to reside and live. And so we are in Disk, the first of the currently 5 sky cities. Disk is a place of mechanical wonder, of engineering, of gears and pistons and turning clocks and levers. There are people everywhere working with machines, with things like little small automata, flying ornithopters, and various other mechanical things. Most of it is fueled in part by magic, but magic is not looked down on, but regulated heavily in the city, as the fire 500 years beforehand, which wreaked havoc in a portion of the Sky City, they grew a little wary of allowing the common folk to use magic. So, we find ourselves in this city in an apartment complex that reaches about 4 or 5 stories tall, along one of the main thoroughfares in the center of Disk. The place is a bustle with activity. People don't stay in their apartments. They're industrious. They want to work. They want to do things. And we are in the religious district, where religion is allowed to be taught, preached, and practiced in the area. And on the very top floor, on the 5th floor, lives a professor of the astronomical arts. He has invited his student to learn more about his. Thank you, Anime, for the sub. Appreciate you. We have who has invited his student to learn more and possibly help him with some sort of project which he did not know about before coming here. Outside, Cascade sits on a bench, eyeing 2 other kind of disorderly looking individuals. One a human fellow, and the other a mechanical robot, an automaton. One of the most advanced that anybody here has ever seen. Why don't you guys introduce your characters? Let's start with LR. Yeah.
I actually did. I got a 13. You're gonna see. Sorry, were we like sitting down outside the office, or we were all in the office with the professor?
You're outside the apartment, and there's like a bench in like the hallway, and there's like some people talking on your right. There's kind of like crappy paintings that the landlords put up, to make it look nice, and there's a couple plants around as well. Thank you, Wida.
Yeah, so sitting down on the bench, kind of like leaning back, arms folded, and bored, like his head's on the back of the wall because he's probably been waiting for 3 minutes and he's bored. You see a human with like really dark brown hair. It is very much an undercut, so imagine Peaky Blinders looking, just all the way at the top, so short on the sides at the back. No facial hair. And he's just a thick person, right? Yeah, I can't remember what height I set for myself, but I wasn't like super tall.
Thick like oatmeal.
I didn't set that for myself. So you know what? He's like 5'9", and he's buff. He's very muscular. He's buff. He's wearing a simple white button-up long sleeve shirt rolled up at the sleeves all the way up to the elbow. Simple set of trousers and like Oxfords, you know. And it is very visible from like on both of his arms, elbows down. They're heavily tattooed. One arm, from whatever you could see on his right, are different motive stuff, elements. So think acid, poison, lightning, fire, cold, just various depictions of them. On the other one, just straight up fucking dragons. It's just like it's a sleeve of dragons. The only other visible thing is you would catch glimpses of him as he's turning his head and talking to people. The robot sitting next to him. You'd see on the back of his head, almost Hitman style, just peeking above, seemed to be some letters and some numbers at the base of his neck. Beyond that, wriggling around his like upper torso, you'd see a little snake, just kind of chilling, just hanging around. Looks like a dragon almost. For reference, if anybody would like to look up a bush viper, they're small, venomous snakes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Bush vipers are dope.
Yeah. Besides that, nothing else. Yeah, and he's just chatting with the robot next to him, seemingly an annoyance.
Seemingly an annoyance.
Our characters never change.
Chuck.
I'm a robot with a gun. Oh.
I apologize. I was going to say that was Auburn, right?
Yes. I am
Auburn or Oberon?
Auburn. Like awesome. Yeah.
Are you a human?
Yes, I'm a human.
Cascade looks over at you kind of in that weird, like, is that a human or is that like something different? All right, Chuck, I apologize.
It's alright. I'm a robot with a gun. As Mystic said, I am an automaton, warforged. Very crude in my technology. A lot of, random cogs that look like maybe they shouldn't go there. A few tubes that look like they might not connect anything properly. But overall, well built for how old he is. And he is very curious, looking around, asking questions to Auburn, to his annoyance sometimes. Get up out of the chair and kind of look underneath it and look at what's holding it together. Getting up and seeing, our clock's cannon.
Yeah.
Mechanical clocks. Yeah. Get up on the get up on the clock, like try to pull it off the wall or off the desk, and
Well,
open
yeah,
up the
there's
back and take a look at it.
granddaddy clock just down the hall that like ticks a little bit as the time, slowly moves forward, much to Auburn's chagrin, and just reminding him of every second that he's wasting of his life in this hallway. And and yeah, you could go over and explore that if you feel like.
I see a little like keyhole on the face of it, so I kind of look around and look to see if there's anybody at the reception desk, ask about it. I doubt they have it. And move back, sit down, and ask more questions. Very simple
There you go.
character.
What color is like your
brass.
overall frame? Okay.
A
Okay.
brassy color.
Is it clean or is it like tarnished? Or a mix?
It is acceptable.
Mhm.
I, being
brush.
down, yeah, like the order has cleaned me up, but it's not like I'm taken care of. I've been out adventuring.
And finally, our last addition, Cascade.
And what you see is somebody who's looking around almost as much as the robot, but is not. He's probably just a hair under 6 foot tall, aqua skin, kind of like hazel eyes, with like a hair that's slightly greener than his skin and a little darker, pulled back in like a little messy, short, messy ponytail. And he's got like basic leather armor, and he is kind of just like playing with water. He's moving around droplets and just kind of spinning them around a staff that goes up, and kind of just looks like a gnarled bit of wood that's kind of happened to be in the shape of a staff, almost like a bonsai that you would have like intertwined. Little leaves, some buds kind of coming off it in different places. And he just looks real content just sitting there. If you ever make eye contact with him, it's probably like a... But it's obviously
Oh, so it's
paying attention.
one of
He's
the
not
passing.
aware. Huh? Did you say something?
Yeah.
I love conversation, and I get up and I walk towards them.
Oh, boy. Hi,
I
what's
just,
your
like,
name?
Sit down here, play. Oh, me? You're talking to me?
Yes, you.
My name's Cascade. What's yours?
Like the water?
Yeah.
Moving,
You know,
running
It's
water?
a little on the nose, I know.
What are you?
Me?
That's
Yes.
that's a little bit rude.
What are
No.
we all? But
No,
Stardust,
what's
right?
your race? Who are your
Oh.
parents?
Well, I don't know.
Where'd you come from?
I'm sorry, but he's a little blunt.
That's okay. I like your tattoos.
Yeah.
What's your
They're
name?
Sick.
Oh, never
My
mind.
name?
I asked that. You
Yeah,
seem
you
kind of
already
like
asked.
twitch a little bit when he goes.
Do you need someone to clean out your motherboard? Some of your cogs?
No,
Oh, I'd
No,
just be happy
no.
to help if you ever want some help with that. And I know you kind of like twitched a bit, so I didn't know if it like hurt, you know?
Oh, I'm in pain every day.
Every...
I'm just kidding.
Life is
Sorry.
pain.
I don't know
So-
a good voice for him.
Existence is pain.
you you seem a little antsy. What? You guys only been here for like 2 minutes.
We've been here for 3 minutes, 42 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean, we were supposed to meet somebody, but they've
Professor?
taken fucking forever, I suppose.
Yeah, this is his office.
Right, well, I'm usually used to people doing things on time.
He is 2 minutes and 38 seconds late.
Listen, man, he arrives precisely when he means to, but I promise it's always worth it.
He's gonna be like this, isn't he? The professor's gonna be like you, isn't he?
I don't know. He's he's his own man for sure.
Ugh. Oh, I guess I'll fucking wait. And then he like goes back and does the thing where he's he's doing that on the bench.
And
Like,
literally,
leaning back,
as
arms
your
wrapped.
feet hit the bench, like the door just "Bwah!" and like slams and smacks onto the side of the thing. My boy! And a like middle-aged to elderly-looking elvish man walks out. He has like the silvery hair, and he goes and just immediately hugs Cascade, and like he has a wispy, thin, almost kind of like a Fu Manchu beard, and he his hair is like short all around, but has like one like knot that's like right in the back, and it's very interesting hairstyle. And he just looks around and he says, "Oh, and the hired help. Yes, wonderful. Get inside." And he just goes inside.
Come on, let's go, hired
Come
help.
on.
Woo! Just like skip.
All right then, Chuck. In we go.
Yeah, walk forward.
To the squeaking of brass on brass, you enter the abode, and he watches each of you as you come in, and closes the door behind you, and he says, right there in the middle of the room, just go ahead and sit down, stand up, stand to the side, whatever you need to do. I have something that I need to get. Be right back. And then he just kind of walks and kind of struts over.
Chuck
Go ahead.
stands up, sits down, stands up, leans, stands up, sits down.
And
Auburn kind of just looks around and fiddles with small things that don't seem important. Auburn's not the type to touch important things.
inside the room, there are a vast amount of books that are stacked in different ways, most of them concerning astrological, things, like whether it be stars or comets and meteors, even like weather patterns and things like that, meteorology. It is very obvious that this is a person who is obsessed with the sky, with the things in the sky, and every such thing. There are baubles, which are very obviously like almost like children's toys that you would fidget with, and like you pull a little string and it like makes a little flower burst and come up and down, and then you roll, you could roll like some bouncy balls and stuff like that. They're just sitting on the ground, and it seems like there's a child that lives here. Cascade knows that there's not, and overall it just seems like a very it's very inviting. The wooden paneling of the walls give it kind of like a study feel and atmosphere that plays oddly against the silly contents. But one thing definitely sticks out to you, and it is a large telescope, which is about the size of a man, that is recessed into the there's like a nook that it has like windows that stick outside of the building, and it's positioned on the inside those windows and sticking out outside, and it looks incredibly expensive. The like brass rings that fit each piece of well-worn or well-crafted steel together are polished and well maintained, much better than anything else in the department. And yeah, once again, it just shows you this guy knows what he's talking about, probably with it when it comes to the stars. Do you guys do anything?
I would pick up the nearest
You
book
are
and
muted,
read.
Glenn. Pick up the nearest book. You find a little a book that is, it's actually like a kid's tale about a mythological like meteorite that fell from the sky and like created, you know, some mythological creatures. But right next to it is a bunch of other things that are like, oh, things about meteorite metal and like star metal and things like that, as well as the supposition that perhaps, you know, some of the myconids that people have found in the deep parts of the Underdark, maybe they came from someplace. Maybe it's not so much a myth. Who knows?
As I'm reading through this book, if you guys pay attention or look over, it almost looks like with each page, my eyes flash just slightly, like I'm recording the information on the book and preserving it, as for my way of memorizing what I'm reading.
What's your passive perception? You're pretty observant, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
17.
Then you would probably notice me kind of just like get a little too close. If I see that flash, I'm gonna get close and try and see it happen again.
Yeah, every time I turn the page, you'll see it just, and it's not like it's like a camera flash. It's just a subtle, like, you know,
Yeah,
a
just
little
like
bit
bright
brighter.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very close to you watching, because that's cool.
I wouldn't say anything. Just turn the page, do it again.
And as
Turn
you
the
get
page.
closer to him, not only do you notice this brightening of the eyes, but you actually, like standing right next to him, you hear little whirs of gears turning and fluid being pumped through. And if you get, and since you're so close, like under his breastplate is this kind of soft glow of like bluish light that comes from somewhere, but is obviously protected from by this plated shirt that he's wearing.
Cool.
What about you, Auburn? Anything strike your fancy?
Is this professor a published professor?
Yeah, he's pretty well known. He's
So then Auburn would have done his research on him.
Mm-hmm. He's
and so he's like,
he's published a couple papers on like some comets that have passed by, like so he knows and has tracked several comets that have like elliptical patterns around Tarakat's soul, and he knows he is one of the people that has helped prove kind of the scientific theory of elliptical planetary motion. So he's not Newton, but he's one of the guys that helped Newton prove his theories,
Galileo.
like that kind
sure,
of thing.
yeah. Which is good because then that would have been the main research that Auburn would have done on the professor. So despite his predisposition before having met the professor, he's you would at least know. I mean, it'd be at the very least interest and respect for the space in his actions and movements around the apartment, and that you just walk around, kind of like look, fiddle with anything that might not seem important too much and might be a plaything, like some of the baubles. But he would end up at the telescope and just like watch it. He's not going to touch it. He's not going to look through it. He's just going to like see if there's maybe some, if there's any like notes that are openly there, but he's not going to go and like actively look through and see if he can. Oh, if I can find something. An 18.
An 18, very
First
nice.
roll of the campaign, damn.
As you look, you kind of like gaze upwards, and because you want to see what this thing's pointing at, of course, but you're not like putting your eye on the thing, so you just kind of like look out, and there's a little star that's way in the distance that's even seeable during the day, which everybody knows about. They can see the star during the day. It's very bright. but it's pointed right at that star, and there seems to be notes, kind of like talking about this star and like how bright it is compared to other stars. Like, why is that? What's going on with it? Things like that. So, yeah.
As I finish this book, I look up and Cascade, is right there. I just look him in the eyes. Will you pass me another? And hand him the book.
I don't even look. I just like reach towards the books and pull something, and then put the other one back. But at this point too, I was gonna say I was really interested in you, but then I was interested because you weren't reacting to do something funny on you. So I grabbed a bowl and got some water, and I've been making little watermen jump off of your head into the bowl and then run up your arm and back off the top into the bowl. And I'm just going, ha ha!
I would look up once, you'd see my eyes flash just a little bit, and then I'd go back to my book.
Bet you never seen Waterman before. These are my little watermen.
Knowledge gained.
Yeah, store them in your banks.
So after a few moments more, you all are familiarize yourself with the area, and from the side door, which is very obviously his Minnick's bedroom, he comes out. By the way, he's wearing like overalls, and he's wearing underneath is actually a really, really nice like white linen shirt, but with just weird, like, it's almost like painter's overalls, with the with the legs rolled up to the knees, and like he's wearing like some slippers that are, just kind of ordinary like rabbit slippers.
Important.
But he comes out with about 4 books, and he and a jar, which just kind of looks like a plain jar, but has like some symbols scratched onto the top of it. And he goes to the table, it's like a small little round table room, and he just sets those down, and he says, "All right, so Cascade, how are you doing, my boy?"
Good. Yesterday, I watered some plants and meditated, and then I went over the star charts again because keep it fresh. It's a good day.
Of course. You're always astute and always put the work in. I appreciated that about you so very much.
Yeah.
You boys, what is your name?
Not a boy.
A real boy.
I am.
That's Chuck. He's
are?
a metal thing. I'm Auburn. Auburn Stillfall. Pleasure to meet you. And then he comes up with his hand out.
And he gives you like a weird shake, like a nerd does. Like it's kind of like one of these. Like grabs the tip of the fingers.
Right then.
And you're like, all right. But he walks over, and he gives Chuck a little pat on the shoulder, and is like, "Well met, gentlemen. It seems that you are here about the fog. Is that correct?"
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, all right. I've stuff written down. All right. Before we get to that, I need to catch up with my boy here. How's Flor Novu?
Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Are the elves still, frolicking in the trees and summoning crazy woodland spirits?
They seem real happy there, which is kind of sad,
good. Well, one day we'll be able to touch the ground.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you like Disc? This is your first time out of Flor.
It's cool. The people here are way different. There's like a lot more variety.
Yes, it was
nice. Sometimes,
yeah.
I wave or smile, make eye contact, and I just get obscene gestures. Only in
Yeah,
certain
it's not gonna work
places.
well here.
So I can't. Okay, I'll just head down then,
You
right?
just put your head down and keep on walking.
Well, CB, you seem amiable.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Yes,
never mind.
the people here on this disc are quite ornery a lot of the time. They work
Pinkish.
hard. They take care of themselves and others, and that's all they really know, as far as I can tell. But they've given us the Sky Cities, so you can't say that it doesn't work, and
Yeah.
that their results are bad, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's it's just something to get used to, you know. Change
Yes.
is good though. Need change.
Indeed.
Keeps
At
it
least
fresh.
for a little while, then you can bring all that change back and frighten other people. It's fun.
Yeah. I could have fun with that. I made Waterman jump off the robot. It was cool. I mean, not a robot. Automaton? Is that the
Yes.
cool? He was reading your books. He's checking out the
He's
scope.
got a
It was
name,
great.
you know. His
My
name's
name is
Chuck.
Frank.
Chuck.
Chunk. Chuck.
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 That's such a fun name. I love it, dude.
It stands for Crafted Historian, Understanding Critical Knowledge.
Oh, the silent K. I get it.
Knowledge starts with a K.
Oh, I know. That's why I was confused at first. I'm very astute, as my professor told me, but spelling, not always so good with spelling.
Yes, you should have seen him try to recite some of the old Elvish chants of the mother. That didn't work out very well.
Nope. 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 they don't let me do that anymore. Okay.
All right. Well, I suppose we should get to business. I like conversation too much. Because these gentlemen are busy, I'm sure, in some way or another.
We
Are you
weren't
busy?
doing
Well,
much.
uh,
They don't let
not-
him do very much.
Well-
yeah. I don't exactly have a lot of freedom here. I'm sent wherever the order tells me to go, and here I am.
Well, they sent you to me because I was told that there was a certain individual who was very interested in the happenings down below. And I don't mean the roots, I mean the fog, to be quite clear.
Like
That's
nobody
your-
else is.
It is interesting, I find. And there's a... He pulls back some of the very fun, uh, attitude that he's been showing off, and he kind of gets very thoughtful for a moment, but then it kind of comes back, and he's like, "Well, they're lost, I suppose." And he points to his journals, and he says, "I've been doing a lot of research recently about other planes. I'm planes of so you're familiar with them,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
of course. Grade school
Gravity.
stuff, fire, water. The
Mm-hmm.
plane of the abyss and all that jazz. But we don't go there because we don't really, why would we? It's incredibly dangerous. But I found a way to study portions of the planes and their properties and kind of access pieces of the planes. It's very fun. Here, let me show you.
Gates?
And then, say again?
Like a gate spell?
Not quite. Gates are a lot larger than what. And then he like looks around, and then he looks at the table, and he's like, "Oh, damn it!" And then he takes the stuff off the table, and then he begins writing in chalk on the table, and he taps it, and like the sigils kind of like almost like gunpowder being alight, and there is an interesting smell, and from that smell uh, comes a whiff of smoke that kind of circles and moves around and forms a little ball, and the ball becomes more energetic and becomes lighter, and suddenly the ball turns from very, very light and bright to this pastel spattered color that it looks like it's a lot further and a lot bigger on the inside than it should be. And if you were to walk around this table, you would see that the angle that you're looking in through the ball, it shifts with you, and it's almost like a little point in space that you're viewing a camera into this other plane of existence, apparently. Well, there we go. There's one. Oh, this is the Astral Sea.
Whoa.
This is very, very lovely.
Doesn't even look like
May I
water.
see?
Oh, sea is, my boy, it's a metaphor.
So you said this is like a kind of like a window?
Yeah, like
No,
kind of a window.
So I'm gonna get like up close to it and just look.
Oh, you could put your hand in there if you wanted to.
I stick my head in.
Okay. And then you stick it in, and then once you stick it in, you can't see the apartment anymore. It's just your head is just floating in the astral sea. Roll a perception check.
Ooh.
They should just call it Space World.
18.
18. Off in the far, far distance, in an unimaginably long distance, as you can see there's no sense of scale. Yeah, there's no sense of scale, so you just figure that it's very, very far away. You hear this kind of like moaning cry that echoes to your right, and very, very far away you see clouds of vapor and shining dust move to the side as a large, what we would know is almost like a whale-like creature moves through these clouds and disperses them and sucks in some of the dust into its space whale. Some of the dust into its mouth, and then it expels it through its blowhole up above, and yeah.
All right, I'll pull my. I'll record that. Pull back. Say, I saw a whale.
You don't know what a whale is.
Though.
I don't know what a whale is. I
Yeah.
saw a large creature.
Yeah.
Is it scary?
No. What is fear?
Something's going to destroy you.
I cannot be permanently destroyed.
Listen here, we've had this conversation plenty of times. Let's not do it.
Right.
There's
to the
no
task at
knowledge.
hand.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
still
So-
submitting.
Using these, I've been able to examine some of the essential magical natures of the planes. Obviously, the plane of water has water magic, in essence. A lot of transmutation there for some reason. The plane of fire is a evocative magic plane that is very hot. But the astral plane. The astral plane is something special, something different. There's almost no magical essence to the underlying nature of the astral plane.
What?
It is
It
as
was
though
very quiet.
it is as though magic does not take hold there, I suppose. And from the way that we understand how magic works, there there's a field of some sort that permeates everything, and we draw magic from it. But inside the astral plane, that field does not seem to exist. At least if it does, it's very, very weak.
If I
So,
went there, I couldn't use magic.
for some reason, if you go there, you bring the field with you in a way, but it may not work the same way that you're used to. Maybe more powerful, maybe less powerful.
Huh. Weird.
It's almost as if there's some sort of link between creatures of this plane or other magical planes and the astral plane that never quite gets severed. That's as far as I could tell. But that's not the area of study. The interesting thing is, I examined one of these clouds, one of these large nebulous structures inside of the astral plane, and it seems that it has some relation to the fog below.
Huh?
Yes, for some reason, if my theory is correct, it seems as though the particulate of the astral plane reacts with magic in an interesting way, and can cause things to grow large, become different. Your large creature that you said you saw likely
Yes.
grew large from the dust there.
It was eating the dust, yes.
It was eating it. I hadn't seen that before. Let me
No.
write that down. And he goes and like writes something inside of one of the journals that he picks up from the ground, and he says, "If I'm correct, then we may be able to find some sort of, well, information about the fog below. Information that you are aware is sorely missing, Mr. Auburn, and information which can be of great use to our people, Cascade."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like there's like some like a bowl of peanuts on the side that he's like kind of just eating from, and he's like, "Yes, help yourselves, gentlemen, gentlemen."
Oh.
And
Well, if now, from what you've described, there's a chance it could be that this very insight was made all those many years ago, and that's what caused the fog.
Somebody did this on purpose?
I think while that is a reasonable theory, we should verify that it is related first before we start stepping
absolutely.
in the wrong direction.
This is
Probably
the
was an
most progress
accident.
anybody's ever fucking made in how many years?
It's been a long time.
That's why people
almost
know
as
your
if-
name, bud.
It's almost as if. Never mind. Anyway,
Your
so
face
It wouldn't
changed.
surprise me.
I have all my notes in these journals, and I've been they're juicy, and I can't wait to present them to the House of Gears, to the scientific community in there. But I need proof, and that's where this comes in. And he taps the bottle with the rune, and it's like a mason jar where, like, it has a little metal thing that flips, and the bottle opens up, and then if you close it and close the metal thing, it seals like really, really well. And he says, and he opens it and closes it a couple times. Quite easy to use. But this little runic signature here will suck in fog, but we need fog for that to happen. Can't get that up here on the disc. So I need you three to somehow go down below, or be bewitched in some way by the fog and like end up killing each other, and then come back to me and bring the bottle here.
What was that last part?
Well, we all know that the fog can have odd psychological effects on living creatures. Happens all the time.
So
Right,
if we
as long as we
could-
keep our distance, we should be alright.
I could just put a bowl.
Well,
of
you
water
can
to my
keep your
head.
distance. That's the thing, is that you have to be in the
He
fog
wants
for
us
the
to touch
bottle
the fog.
to work. Just hold your breath, I suppose.
I don't
We'll
breathe.
figure it out.
Perfect!
doesn't
You're
breathe.
perfect man for the job.
Wait, you don't have to breathe, and I'm pointing at Auburn.
No, Chuck.
Me,
Oh, that makes sense.
He doesn't breathe.
but
Yeah,
I
mm.
can still be corrupted.
Absolutely. So,
Exhaust,
So just don't.
air intake, no breathing, automatic.
Professor Middick.
Yes.
You've already implied this, but there's probably a good reason people haven't really pushed to learn about the fog. So I would suggest discrepancy and some amount of
That's the thing about scientific research. Research is that it does nothing when it's hidden in the dark.
I'm not talking about hidden because I'd like to find out more and record it for the scribe, for the order, but until we know what we're dealing with. That's all I mean. Obviously, I can tell you what to do. You'll do as you wish, and I have no issues with that, but just some advice. I've been with the order for a while. I've seen things.
Well, I will do my best. Your advice is well taken.
That's all it is. All right. Any specific order of
Oh.
operations or?
Actually, yes. I have a contact down below, and he kind of like searches through his notes, and he's like, right here. He's a piston, pretty high up in the gnomish order. Gurtzit is his name, Gurtz Piston, and he is, I believe, some sort of engineer or manager down of engineers, whatever it is. But he works in the roots, just below the vats, as far as I am aware, and he may have a way for you to get outside.
All right.
Here you go. And he hands you a little paper
yeah.
with the name on it, and
Auburn will take it and hold it in front of Chuck. Auburn will take the piece of paper with the contact information and hold it in front of Chuck.
I'm sorry, I blinked.
Okay, I did see something.
Sorry.
You need to
I was
get
hoping for like a
little,
chink
blink.
or like a.
You need to get a little flashlight or something,
Little
and then
light
just
bulb.
flash it randomly.
Yeah.
um.
And
Oh,
then
Oh, it's unplugged.
I thought it was a bucket. Yeah, and I'm gonna put that away. I'm like, all right.
Useful fella, hey? Remembers everything?
Well,
He's a-
most.
He's a little odd, but we've come to like
Undamaged.
Where do you come from? Who created you? You don't seem
The
like any of the
professor.
other automata. The professor. I'm a professor. I didn't create you.
As he's trying to remember, you see him, twitching. Alwyn, I believe.
Alwyn. And then he kind of like.
Professor.
Give me a second here.
Alwyn.
Oh, I forgot Alwyn's last name. I just know him as Professor Alwyn too. That's what you get for not writing people's last names.
Hey, that's all the information you gave me. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. Professor Alwyn, is he the philosophy of the dual mind guy?
yes, student and artist.
I met him once, like 200 years ago, 150. He was a little weird. Nice guy, though. You said he created you.
Did you kill him?
He's dead? Wasn't he an elf?
He died in the explosion. I'm changed from the explosion.
It's all a big mystery. We've been trying to figure it out since I've met him.
You were there?
No,
that
I
like a couple
I
hundred
just
years
found
ago?
him.
Oh, I didn't.
Heard about the explosion on the disc.
Well, yeah, Chuck was there. I just found Chuck almost a year ago
That's
now.
crazy. You're like walking history.
Yes.
Wait, why can't he respond? I'm talking to him.
You were very strange.
Are you looking at me? Because on my Discord, it looks like you're looking at.
Yes, I need to move my Discord.
Okay.
I put my notepad on my middle screen where I normally have you guys.
Okay. I was so confused.
I was a little confused.
Sorry.
I think that's a great start to this whole this whole session.
Or like, can I respond? And then you're like, I was like, oh man, this is a weird relationship.
Huh. Well, hopefully you could find what happened to your master.
Someone blew him up.
And you know that for sure. It was an accident of some sort.
Do you remember him to ever make mistakes?
Didn't know him incredibly well, but as far as I'm aware, he was very careful. Well, anyway,
Dog.
you have a task. You must do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue studying that star up there. Awaiting your replies. So, get to it. And then he boops Cascade on the nose and turns around.
Dude.
And classically, Cascade, you know that like when he turns around and is done with the conversation, he's gone. he's walls are up.
On to the next step.
Yeah.
Would you like
Well,
to
you
bring some
guys-
of those with us?
What?
I'm gonna just point at your mouth.
Oh, no. If they're not there, I won't eat them. So, the sooner we leave, the more my belly will appreciate you.
I just turn around and walk out.
Going to get
Walking
some
out.
I mean, gotta be quiet. Wait, before you leave, how are we gonna get down there, y'all?
Jump.
Nothing so dramatic. We'll figure it out. Come on.
So,
Isn't it like
Uh,
illegal to go down?
He's a
it's
member of.
it's not. It's not illegal.
Okay, good.
But I mean, it's not traveled often, and there are restricted areas, but it's not like illegal to like go down.
Is
to
it
the routes.
frowned upon? Like, why are you going down there?
So, depending on the person that you talk to, definitely, yeah. Like if you were to talk to a person of a noble house, they'd be like, "What? Yeah, what the hell?" But if you're talking to a regular commoner, it might be like, "Oh, he's visiting his friend or something who works down there, or something like that." Yeah. Maybe they're just interested in the vats, or you know, the reclamation system. You know, the agricultural, refreshing system. What was it called? Rejuvenation. Yeah.
What time of day is it?
It's about midday.
Okay.
The sun is like centering the sky, and there's like small wisps of clouds. It's always generally a little cold in all sky cities, simply because you're very high in the air.
Altitude. Yeah.
But it is a nice day.
Cascade, was it?
Yeah.
Do you have everything you need?
Wait, I need something real quick, and I just go to the nearest, like, anywhere that I could find water, like a fountain,
Sure.
or anything. Like that.
Yeah, there's totally a couple like spigots, like they're just stationed variously around like different blocks because this is a pretty residential area, like the main thoroughfare of Disc. It has like a couple shops here and there, but for the most part it's apartments or large houses that are very vertical. uh, the things fly above your head, and people walk around the city, going about their business, meeting friends, things like that. And you walk your way over to a little faucet on the side of a building. Just
Yeah, I'm gonna pull like a grapefruit size amount of water and just like have it float in the air, and because I have shape water, so I can do a lot of stuff with that. And I'm just
yeah,
gonna like walk up to you guys and go "Honk," and push it, and it just stays on my face, and I'll be like.
I do not speak whatever you are.
I'm gonna put it on my face when we go down there, and the water will act as an extra filtration device between the contaminants and my system.
That's actually pretty fucking brilliant, but we're not down there yet, so you cannot do that.
Oh, I'm just gonna bring the water around with me, and I'm just gonna spin it.
yeah, it just spins in like a fancy little circle like above his finger, and he he starts going all around, coils
It's like a
out and
little
goes around him, and
flubber dancing on my
yeah,
shoulder.
exactly.
I'm
Hell
just
yeah.
always doing stuff with water like that.
So how? I'm assuming at least me and Chuck would know. How would transportation down to the roots work?
A lot of the city is just is walking, but there are trams that lead um kind of like in a radial pattern. Like they have good European
Yeah.
trams, not shitty American
Yeah.
buses. And so you could catch a tram to usually the edge of the city, where there will be it's basically like the edge of the city, and then there is some stairs that follow downward, and then it enters into a few stories below a doorway that leads to the underside of the disc, and on the inside, and then you can meet the middle of the root of the spire, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the stack, and just begin walking down, or there's elevators as well if they're not in use.
Yeah, and so we don't need any like special permission or anything. We can just start
Yeah.
making our way there.
Yeah,
How do
one
they-
thing you would.
How do they keep the feral tribes away from the stack?
Who are you asking?
You as the dungeon master, if we would know. 'Cause
Roll a
obviously,
history
like,
check.
Sick. I get to roll.
I'm gonna roll a history check too.
Hiya,
You-
I'm trained in that. 15.
A 15. You get you know that the stack is generally it's like pretty sealed up. It's just a huge, like probably a couple football fields wide like cylinder that goes all the way down, and has like magical wards on it to keep it, to strengthen it way beyond what like stone and metal would normally be. And then for the most part it's just like insular, and then it goes all the way down into the Underdark. Like it opens
okay.
into the Underdark. So yeah.
Okay. That's right, because they built from there originally.
Something you would notice, and Auburn has dealt with, I'm going to assume not very happily so, but as we walk through the street, people turn and stare at me.
It's
Are there
quite
not other automatons?
there are automatons, but they're like a toy dog, or like like I said, an
Oh.
ornithopter or
A
something
Roomba,
like that.
Roomba.
Yeah, yeah.
Sentience,
One of
animal
them, one of them,
personalities, not
they're
normal.
steamers. It's a steampunk Roomba. But yeah, a living, like sentient automaton, those do not exist. As
Yeah, they do.
well,
I'm special.
beyond him.
Yes, and my master died to create me.
Hmm.
Or creating me,
Um,
maybe. I don't know. We'll find out on the next
So as
episode.
we're walking,
Bum, bum,
as we're
bum.
walking, would it be too far to like? Would we need to take a tram, or is like a 20-minute walk?
You're like right in the
would be fine.
center of the city. I would suggest taking a tram. But
Right.
if you'd like to walk and like enjoy sights or things like that or whatever, I mean, you live here, so you probably don't even think about that.
And I don't, so
Yeah.
I'm down for whatever. I'm just following you.
How long would the walk be? Do you think?
It'd be about like probably like an hour and a half,
We're taking the
and that's
tram.
like
Fuck that.
and that's like in a straight line, like straight down the street, because
Yeah.
it's all a grid pattern. The way that everything's laid out, it's kind of like New York, like Long Island.
Yep.
It's probably a little bit bigger than Long Island, and it has like it has the main disc, and then there's two smaller discs kind of sit above on the edges. Kinda.
Smaller, or
They're like, yeah, they're a little bit smaller, and they're like
Like
offset
one of those
on the
3D
other
chess
sides.
sets.
Yes, very very
comes
similar
together
to that.
inside.
And the highest one is where the House of Gears is, that Minnick was mentioning before. That's where like
Right.
the seat of democracy and the dual monarchy is in the city. It's also where people pay their taxes. People do go to court. People do any hundreds of legal things.
Right.
It's yeah.
So compared to my disc 2, this is much more like modern and mechanical, correct?
Your Sky City is
I just imagined Rivendell. That's all I imagined.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
aesthetically pleasing. It's like
Yeah.
this beautiful. I sent you that picture of it, right? Because I drew it. I drew it once.
You sent it to me. I don't know if you'd sent
Yeah.
it to him.
I
Because
thought I did send it to him.
maybe. I mean, maybe you did. I
when?
just know you sent it to me.
Let me see. I think I did. Yes, I did.
Oh.
If you'd like to display that, that is not a disc. That is Flor Navu. And I was going to draw a disc. I was like halfway through drawing it, but I moved, so I've been kind of busy. But yeah. But it is very yeah. Yours is much more aesthetically pleasing. It's like a caged sphere that twists upward, and it has discs on it, like 5 smaller ones, maybe like the size of the 2 that float above the city.
Yeah.
But they're like sticking on the outsides of yours, and oftentimes you could see from these like structures that twist upwards on the inside in Flor Navu, you're very used to seeing airships and things like that, like just housed inside, floating, traveling from disc to disc, or just being housed there to keep them safe. In fact, that's something that you notice. There is not a lot of airship activity here. Like you can't see airships above. It seems that they likely restrict airship activity in Disc itself. By the way, to be very clear for everybody, Disc is spelled Dysqh. It is the dwarven word for disc. So Disc is the name of the city, and discs are like the features of each city. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
I want to make that clear.
There's multiple discs, but there's only one disc.
Exactly. That is correct.
Thank you.
I just want to make it as confusing as possible for
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah.
Unless anybody wants to do anything, Auburn would suggest like heading straight there.
I'm sure I'll get to see the sights on the way, right?
Yeah. So
Don't worry, we'll take you around when we come back up.
So you take a tram that's like the main thoroughfare tram and get onto it. There are many different people on there, probably like 30 or 40 others. Uh, a few gnomes, a few dwarves, a few humans, some elves, even a dragonborn, which are very rare in the city. And the dragonborn is kind of like back in the corner. He's wearing robes and he looks very kind of stern, like he shouldn't be
Genasi
here.
coming?
No,
Okay.
you're the only one that you have ever met.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you probably
That's
get stared
lonely.
at too.
Yeah, people look at you, but they really look at Chuck, especially because Chuck like sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
But you are
So
like,
they
is that guy
probably see him
blue?
and then go,
Did
"Wait,
something
what?"
happen?
I'm the
Yeah,
secondary what, but it's just a
Yeah.
lesser what.
Yeah, exactly. Blue
What's your
skin
double
is
take?
like okay, but giant
Like there are
automaton
deep
man.
gnomes, right? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Swerve Neblin, like okay,
Yeah,
blue skin, sure.
yeah. Um. Anyway, you go onto the tram. People get off and on as you make your way, probably about halfway down, and then from that tram you get onto another one that takes you to the edge of the city. And this, at the edge of the city, um, airships. There are docks, wooden planks that go outwards and seem to just float into the air. But if you were to examine them, you know that there are like runes on the bottom of them that keep them floating and can handle quite a lot of weight for shipping and cargo and things like that. And the airships are varied and many. There are some that are the size of a dinghy. There's some that are the size of giant like galleons. There are some that are even bigger that almost seem like a Titanic-esque thing. And these are like cruise liners. And yeah, go ahead.
Are airships in this world based on blimp technology, or is it elemental energy or something else?
It is. Oh shit! What was it? Fuck. I had it. A specific thing.
Like wasn't it like air elemental nodes or something? Or...
Yeah, it was nodes from the elemental plane of air, and it was basically they
Do they use fire?
they use
nodes for
those
propelling or something.
no the
Sales.
nodes like blow air out in like their propellers and like they're able yeah exactly kind of yeah
Cool.
and
I didn't want to visualize a blimp on it if that was.
so
not
some of them
how
do
it
have
was.
blimps though. Some
Okay.
of them do yeah. So
So some are purely
they're very
mechanical then.
yeah. So like those are the very very cheap ones.
Okay.
But funnily enough, they're very expensive to maintain because they have all this extra technology attached to them. But you can buy one for cheap and go sailing around if you feel like it. Those ones especially, you see a lot of like ballista on the side of them. You see a couple cannons and things like that because these lower technology ones they aren't as fast, so they are much easier to be kind of raided by pirates, of which
pirates.
they are quite common actually.
Yes.
You had a little bit of a scare on your way here actually, from Floor as
Then I waved at him and he got mad and just left.
no, they saw the pirates over like a bank of clouds, and they maneuvered into the clouds and like hid while continuing on your course, and they were apparently the pirates were unable to locate. So
I just liked being in.
yeah. So these things are. People are coming in and out, and it's like you imagine like the Hamburg or like I said, a small dinghy. Like regardless, there's lines of people trying to like go in and like find passage to different places, either to visit family or to get trade goods or whatever it might be. They you kind of ask around easily enough, and people point you towards a small little gate that's just it. Like there's a rail that goes around the edge of the city just for safety, obviously. But there's a small little gate in the thing, almost like a waist high, like fence
park.
that might be outside of your house, like, and you go over and find it, and you find these stairwells downward, into a sorry, when you see these stairwells, it's like it's pretty death defying. It looks like to walk down them. Like they're sturdy, they're well taken care of, but holy shit, you are staring out into nothing now. There's just fog below you and sky ahead of you, and you're just kind of it feels more rickety than it is, of course, as does when the threat of a several minute fall and then dying as a pancake on the ground might make you feel. But yeah, you begin walking downwards. I want everybody to make Constitution saving.
Is it his poison?
No, it's not against poison.
Oh, 21.
Nice.
10.
19.
19. So with the 10, you start feeling a little queasy, kind of looking down. You're like, you don't go out here. Nobody really does. And just like looking down to see your next step is like, whoa, dizzy, a little queasy. So play with that in a way that you feel like. Would you guys like to talk to each other on your descent downwards?
So we're not taking the elevator?
The elevator's inside, after these stairs.
Oh, yeah, I'm good, but you don't look great.
I'll be fine.
Just,
Height's
look
not.
left. Don't look out. Might help.
And you would have noticed. Well, I mean, not that you would have. I don't want to tell you what you would have seen, but you would realize when you look at him and tell him that he has been doing that this entire time, and just kind of using the rail as a guide.
Sorry.
Remember,
it, man.
there is no knowledge with fear.
Chucky, you know what the fuck fear is.
I do not know fear.
Not even the definition?
Hmm?
Not even the definition?
Of course I know
Clink,
the definition.
clink, clink, clink.
So you know what fear is. Haha.
I keep walking.
And I'm just like skipping and bouncing because this is great.
Hi, Kitty.
Kitty cat.
I thought someone honked a horn like a. Because all that came through was the end of the meow, so it was like.
we're gonna have to have a conversation, yeah, once we get to the elevator.
You're
No,
flustered,
yeah.
it's funny.
Are you making fun of him?
No, I'm enjoying him. I think it's great.
But you laugh.
Personalities are important. Yeah, you can enjoy something without it being ridicule.
Wait, hold on.
That is true.
Now, if you were hurt and I laughed, that's very different. But right now, it's just like you're like, oh, a little bit, You're a strong guy. Don't worry, I see your muscles. And your dope tattoos.
I like
your tattoos.
So you continue walking down. It takes like maybe 3 minutes to get down the stairwell. Just a few flights, and you reach a large kind of metal door with a circular hatch. It's a hatch. Door is a hatch. With one of those circular kind of like unlocking mechanisms.
Yeah.
And you open it up. It's easy enough. It's very well greased and obviously well traveled. And you head inside. Inside is a series of tunnels that are well lit. There are directions to different places. It's like head of security, head of maintenance, head of this place. It seems like this level is where all of like the higher ups of the people that work in the routes, they stay and manage, do logistics of various sorts for their groups. And at the very end, which you would assume is probably maybe a 200 or 300 feet into Disc itself, is an elevator, or actually a series of probably 20 elevators, um, currently being used by several people. Some are exiting, some are going in, and each one seems to be going to one place or another. But all down inside the roots. Yeah, some people like wave at you like in a weird way. Some people stare at Chuck. People are like nice and oh yeah. Apparently they had a good day at work. Et cetera, et cetera. But
Just walking with my staff like hanging over my shoulders.
and yeah, you are able to find an elevator easily. Inside of which there is a would it be a bellhop, right? Like an elevator
I
operator.
think so. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a little gnomish man, and the actual elevator controls are like gnomes and
Sorry,
dwarves
you
are
cut
the
out. You cut
for
out there
3
about the
seconds.
elevator controls.
the elevator controls are very low to the ground. So apparently
bellhop.
gnomes and dwarves. It is a bellhop. Okay. Gnomes and dwarves are the common users and operators of elevators. He says, "Where are you going?"
Down.
Um,
Well, yeah, of course you're going down. Don't be a smartass.
Like all the way.
You want to Underdark?
Oh yeah.
we're going
no.
to. Do you know this man? And I'll show him the piece of paper.
Oh, Piston? Yeah, he's on. What would that be? Floor 275, I think.
That
Is it
that
good?
piece.
It'll be about a 10-minute drive down.
Sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay, cool. And they presses a button, kind of twists a crank, and then the door closes, and he lowers or pulls the thing, and you begin lowering. It's actually quite a smooth ride. The whatever the gears and the cable, very well maintained, and as you as you begin to lower, he says, "Do you guys want the tour, or do you want to just sit here?"
Yeah.
Tour.
All right,
We'll have the tour.
cool. It's my favorite part of the job, honestly. So you guys all live up top, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was
You
gonna say, I
probably
don't know where
don't
do we live.
Yeah, the floor.
You probably know all the intricate ins and outs of the systems in the routes, and as he begins like telling his elevator pitch of the route network, he, it actually the wall kind of swoops away from you in an arch away, and it is open in the center. There's probably like 100 or 200 feet of just open air that's in front of you, where different things are like corded through, whether it be piping or cabling, or people suspended on uh, like ropes and harnesses to like repair things or to add new things. He's like, "This is the spiderways. Open air, as you can see. Everybody out here is good with a vest and good with a welding. We take magical soldering irons, and we weld together different things and attach new piping and fitting, and help support the homes above with water and waste deposit and you kind of go down. He describes more, but I'm not him, so
Right. Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I
Questions are
guess
okay.
yeah, I would ask him: Are the discs connected?
Oh yes. Wait. Like, what do you mean? Can you describe
Are
that to me as
all
a DM?
you said there were 5 main
Oh
discs?
no, totally.
Okay,
So
I didn't know. I didn't know if I should be envisioning like 5
there are
discs
five.
that are like different.
There are
You
five
know.
sky cities,
Okay.
and each one has a different name. You're on disc. Sorry,
Right. The
that
disc
was
disc.
might
Okay.
have been a little confusing. I apologize.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like 5 different, neighborhoods of the same.
No.
Okay.
But he says, pretty soon these pipes will converge together, and we in the vatways. And you keep going down. It's probably like 2 or 3 minutes. He describes, how people get in and out. There's different entrances. The common entrances where you came in. But there's other places in and out for workers, especially, so it doesn't get too clogged. And he eventually it it closes up again into like solid stone in front of you, and then opens up again. He says, "And these are the vats where food is prepared for the city of Disk, as well as most of the other cities, except for, of course, the human settlement, which raises their own, the Fertile Terrace, which raises their own livestock and vegetation
Mm-hmm.
for consumption. They make some good stuff over there too. I don't know if you've ever had. They call it corn. It's like this sweet yellow vegetable. It's really good.
Mate, if you're ever up at the Photo Terrace, get you some bangers and mash and a good old Yorkshire pudding, and you're set.
Oh, well, I'll have to take a vacation and write that down. And he points out to the different vats. And he says each vat is a different is magically enchanted to create and cleanse and flavor everything that comes out in the city above. Everyone is available to use the vats in their homes. Everything's hooked up with them. We want to make sure that our citizens are healthy, but of course, we encourage people to have normal, pork, potatoes, salted different things, whether it be greens or otherwise. We want to make sure that our citizens have a good life, but if you can't afford it this month, the vats are here for you. And they're like these giant like capsules that have different colored fluid that is kind of like, imagine like space milk, like from Star Wars, but it's in different colors. Yeah. And you've all had vat food before. It's probably a main part of your diet. Some of it tastes like good. Oh no, you haven't. You're correct. um, uh, but it's like a lot of it is like, it's almost like yogurt. It tastes like flavored yogurt, and it's just pumped right into people's homes. Um, it's
Yeah.
just super useful. People have like
Is it
they have. Go ahead.
is it like both food and liquid for most
Yeah,
people?
yeah. I mean, water
For
is freely
hydration.
yeah, water is freely available, but it's everything is like counted, right? You have an allotment of vat and water that goes to your dwelling, and larger dwellings have a larger allotment, and restaurants and things like that pay a premium in order to provide extra for their customers in their area. So it's a really well maintained system that has worked for 1,000 years. So That's what you get when you have dwarves and gnomes working together to create a structure which everybody could benefit from. You know, solid mechanical mind. But
Sounds
yeah,
like socialism to me.
sounds like that damn. So
Goddamn
that's actually
commies.
precisely what it is. A key cat.
So are houses allotted based on occupants?
Generally, yes.
I wonder where mine's been going. Auburn.
You've noticed Auburn
I
getting a
mean,
little chubbier around the waist recently.
He's got those gains.
Yeah,
I mean, technically you
yeah,
don't
he's got
exist,
gains.
so
That's funny. Uh, but yeah, as you make this elevator uh, trip downward, and he explains how some layman understanding of how it's transferred from place to place, and how the runes work that flavor and cleanse the stuff. He You eventually reach the ground floor of the vats, and he's like, it's just a couple floors down. We'll get you to Piston, and you'll be on your merry way. Thank you for enjoying an elevator ride in the roots of Disc. I hope you enjoy yourselves while you're here. And you stop at a nice little opening. The door opens. He beckons you out, and some people who are apparently workers, like they kind of squeeze in right next to you to get through and get into the first available elevator.
as we're going out, and I'm gonna ask you this because I'm sure Auburn would know, but I wouldn't. Well,
Sure.
what would be like an acceptable amount, whether they take it or not? What would be an acceptable amount as a tip? Like, is 5 silver like in terms of just how much currency is?
They actually don't take tips because they're paid incredibly well by the elevator.
Oh,
Yeah, so they did.
okay, but then in general, moving forward, what would be for just generally
like for
how we know in the Faerun, like a gold is like a fucking lot for just like a normal person, right? So
I would say I would use the same general
okay, so similar. Okay, cool.
scale as Faerun. Yeah.
Understood. Cool. Then my question at least is useful for that. But yeah, then we'll head out. As people try to like push in, I'll push back a little bit. Fuck you looking at?
And some of them do give you a little curious looks. I mean, they're obviously working people. They they have calluses on their hands. They're a little dirty, and they have yeah. You're just spitting your water. People are like, "What the?"
Into the wash gun.
But you move through like the small crowd that's waiting for elevators, and you go back in. You move into it's probably like a 20-foot ceiling, and you know that you're right below the floor of the vats, and you find yourself in kind of like an open area where there are a lot of like tubings and pipings that seem to flow down and up into holes or like large open areas, and people are just working on piping, and fitting things together. Yeah, that's what you see.
Right. And he said it was just a couple more floors down, so I guess there's stairs or something that we just keep walking and continuing.
You are on the correct floor.
Oh, we're on the correct floor.
Yeah, it's very large. This floor is very large, but the ceiling is only about 20 feet tall. It's like very wide though.
I'm gonna pull a cascade and chuck to the side, and once we are out of that like main elevator side, all right, cascade.
Did you
Correct.
know that I was born of a ritual?
Hold on.
No.
In the light.
What kind of ritual?
It was like an elven thing. I'm not an elf.
Interesting. I could tell. Uh,
Grew up on the elf
what-
place.
well, okay, cool. We could get to know each other a little bit later. What I need to know is what you're capable of. Because if we do go into this fog, cool. Could you show me your water? Water. I'm gonna butcher this accent like I
I
place
bring
it
it out
properly.
and I just put like a bowling ball of water over your whole head.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna cast shape water myself and put it on your head. I could do the water
And
thing.
you hear me go,
Water thing too.
Water.
Awesome! But
The
from
water.
inside of
I could do the water thing too.
That's
No,
really
what
cool.
else could you do?
I can breathe in it because I haven't moved it. It's just on my head.
Can
gotta
you
cut,
cast
I can
spells?
make
Do you?
it like I can make it like better. I can
Okay,
turn
okay.
into stars and like, but I have different things that I can do with my stars, so I can like heal you better, or like sometimes I use it to get fruit out of trees and I shoot little stars at the stems, and it gets me the fruit out of the
Interesting.
trees. But I bet that if I threw that at someone I didn't like, it might hurt. Also, I can make this super strong, and I've cast Shillelagh and just like hit the wall and maybe make a little dent. I don't know, because it's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
powerful.
there's like a crack, and then like 10 people right beside you are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they're
I
like,
cast
"Get the fuck
mending on it.
away!"
I cast mending on it immediately, and the crack like closes.
Closes. And then they're like, "Are you-
All right, keep
are you
it
trying to
moving.
starve the
Up.
city?"
Keep it moving. Move along.
And they're just like, "Ah," and they walk away.
Don't
Like-
don't worry about him.
Yeah,
Ignore him.
I can do that. I can turn
Okay,
into
so-
animals too, but like little ones usually, or like
Okay.
not super scary animals.
I just
Would you like
needed to know
tea?
that if we were to get into something, you could handle yourself or at least be of
Oh,
use,
I'll
not
leave
to
you
put
there
it
in a
too.
second. I'm just kidding.
Honest.
Gotta say,
Got him.
at least you're honest.
No, here's the thing. Here's one thing you gotta know. If it's between anybody else and nature, we're talking Mother Earth, Gaia, you know,
What is Earth?
Captain of the Sea, as I call him. I know that's not his real name. But all these people, if I have to choose them or you, I'm gonna choose them. You know?
Man of conviction. Okay,
Ah,
that's fine.
I value nature above everything else, even my own well-being, you know?
Maybe we'll need to work a little bit on your self-preservation, but I respect it.
I have a question. Would you prefer floods or earthquakes to destroy humans?
Not. Gave me two options and I said no.
That
No.
wasn't one of the options.
Well, I mean, if I had to choose, probably earthquakes. I feel like it'd be a little faster.
See, I thought I turned to Auburn. I thought he would have said water.
Well, if it's water, I gotta be there and watch. You know, I'd be okay. I wouldn't like that.
Good answer. Anyways, I'm a wizard myself,
You're a wizard?
so
Do you have a wand?
I do,
was
and
that
I pull out
surprising?
a pistol.
That
and
your
robot's got a
database-
gun.
I think your data bank is off a little bit, bud. That's a gun.
How common are guns in this setting?
They're pretty common.
Pretty common. Okay.
Hmm.
I am an artificer. This is my spellcasting focus.
No. That is so cool.
And look what else I can make. And I reach into my chest and just
hand
pull out a
goes in,
chunk.
like going
Yeah.
to Mercury sort of thing.
and pull out a chunk of it and hold it up to you, open palm, and you see this little turret come up and start forming out of my stuff with little legs, and it walks around my hand and burps out a little bit of fire.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fucking neat.
You can make toast with that.
So reductive, but
yes.
A
No,
little
I'm just-
reductive.
I was thinking about bread. That's cool. Wait, what
and
else
for
can
me,
you
and
do? Wait, what?
uh,
So many questions.
and you're gonna see Auburn reach down, and I didn't describe this, but there's a holster, like one of those like full on, like they strap around your full thigh, kind of holsters.
Yeah.
And in it, he opens up the flaps and comes out a little leather bound book. That's, and then I'm just gonna open and flip through it.
Book is mightier than
That's
the
how I
sword,
cast.
right?
That's how I cast my spells. I got these too, and I'm gonna pull out brass knuckles.
He says,
You cast spells from your knuckles. Oh, put some runes on those brass knuckles and use them as an implement, like your buddy's using a gun. You guys are weird.
A little bit of,
You're
and then I
made
could
of
do this.
water.
I think this would be. Yeah, that is weird.
Most
too.
of us are. You're very, very. You're the exception, man.
If you three are
Um,
looking for a job, you're doing a really bad job of it.
Huh?
Who are you?
And beside
Oh,
you
yeah, right?
is a very beautiful, like feminine gnomish creature, and he says, "I'm Piston. I'm the leader of the area, and
"Hey, we're looking for you."
oh, are you now? Are you looking for a job then?"
I bet we're doing a bad job.
We
heard that
was
recently.
I
sent by.
say so. Sitting here breaking walls and shit on
I
my
fixed
on my
it.
floor.
I fixed
You fixed it. I don't give a shit. Don't do it in the first place.
He asked me what I could do.
Do you just
I-
go punch? I could punch you in the nuts right now. It's quite the
No,
I'm
you
on
can't.
level with it.
If you feel that
We were
that's the
sent by Professor
recompense
Middick.
required, I am fine. With
Who the
that,
hell's
yeah.
Professor Minnick?
Sharp Eye?
Oh, Sharp Eye. Ah, yeah, he's a quite a drinker. That one. He said he wanted you to what? Go out in the fog or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's stupid. I that's really a
I-
stupid idea.
Yep.
That's
You
why we're
know?
getting paid for it.
Sometimes you follow the star even if you can't see the ground.
Metaphors
Have you fallen
are
off cliff
nice,
before?
but I'm pretty sure. I mean, have you ever seen a person go fog crazy from the mists?
I mean, I've read about it.
Yeah, when they go crazy, it's almost like your food, and they're really hungry. It's like, you ever seen that before?
Cannibalism.
Yeah,
No,
except for really fast. Mm-hmm.
Wait, it doesn't
We're,
take
we're not.
long?
Well, I mean, the fog generally takes a moment, like probably a few hours before it starts affecting anybody seriously. And it's different for every person, depending on, their ability to withstand it. Some people I heard of lasting days, and some people who went crazy with the mists, they recovered from it. But it's not something I would risk.
I
Personally,
have an extra level.
I'm just trying to dissuade you, is all I'm saying.
Have you ever researched somebody with the mist?
No, I'm an engineer. I don't do humans or, humanoids.
Have there been books about it?
I don't know. It's not my area of expertise. You want to talk about, the invention of the spanning wrench? I could tell you a little bit about that, but
We could go back to the library and see if we can find anything, Chuck. It's fine. We're just gonna go in anyways. We're not gonna be in there long. We just need to collect a sample.
Yeah.
all right. Well, if you're dead set on it, I'll take you to the double doors, and she takes you out to the side. we have to clean the outside of the roots every once in a while. The spire sometimes gets lichen, as well as sometimes some very nasty vines grow outside as well. We just cleaned it pretty recently, so it shouldn't be a problem. But
Did you just ask him to leave?
is that a pun?
No, you could just like ask him to go. Like with
Anyway, just go outside here, and then he opens up the door, and kind of inside is like a breezeway that's like very thin, kind of like, what you see on a spaceship, right?
airlock, basically.
Yeah, an airlock. That's the term. And you he kind of pushes you in. Well, if you figure it out, just come right back in. It's not locked on your side, but we're not gonna go out and get you if you don't come back. That's
That's
not
all
gonna
right.
happen. There should be stairwells to your left and the right that wrap around the entire side, but I wouldn't recommend going all the way around. It's just a waste of time. Just do your business and get back in, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Don't die. And he slams the freaking door.
Okay. Now,
Want me to
onwards.
ask him to leave?
It is eerily quiet.
You want me to ask the plants to leave?
Well,
Try.
we could try. How about that? We'll try it when we get out of there.
Okay.
I think it's this way, and then I'm gonna head down the airlock.
So the airlock is kind of like, ugh, it's hard to open. It's not locked, but it's like, I need you to roll a strength check.
Can I help? I'm not
Yeah.
very strong, but I can help.
That is the help action. So go ahead and roll with advantage, sir.
A 19.
A 19. So after like a moment of just like really straining, you're like, I can't let it up or else it'll go back to where. So I just gotta keep.
Yeah, I kind of adjust
like,
my
blink.
like my position, and then I just
Yeah.
root myself and go, wah!
Exactly. And it opens with like a hard clank, and you open it up, and little wisps of fog start coming into the airlock area. But more than anything, the sound is overwhelming. The sound of wind, the sound of well, it's mostly just the sound of wind, honestly. Of whistling of the wind as it hits cracks in the in the outside of the spire. It is just, it's almost deafening. But as you move outside, you see kind of like a bank of fog that is right basically at your feet. And there are two things that go up, and there's actually one that goes downwards, more towards the fog area. Cascade, you notice that there are some plants, but they have all been pretty recently chopped up, and there are kind of I don't know if you've ever seen vines that were taken off the side of a building, but there's that kind of like fingerprints of the vines that's all over. It was apparently covered at some point, and now it's just like a few stray vines that have grown and are restarting this process.
I feel
And
sad.
they look actually, roll a nature check.
Ironically enough, I'm not trained in nature. But I
Which
got a
makes sense,
17.
honestly.
Yeah.
So they, you've seen like some healthy vines in Flor Nouveau, but these vines, they have like this kind of purplish tint to them that seems a little off, like something's the matter with them. But they seem
Wanna
healthy. Yeah,
use my staff to cast Speak with Plants.
sure.
Using 3 charges. Ooh. And I just kind of like touch them, and they say, "Hey."
You touch the plant?
Well, I touched the plant, but I mean, I can talk to all plants.
Oh,
It's just
shit.
aesthetic for me.
Did you touch
staff.
the plant, Glenn?
With the staff? Yeah.
With the staff, okay.
Yeah.
As it's as you touch it with the staff, the vine like moves off quickly and wraps around your staff, and you hear it say "meat, meat, meat" just over and over again. Like it.
Is that like aggressive vine grabbing noticeable?
Yes, very noticeable.
Swat! Dagger
Sure.
to cut it off at the root.
You swipe it as far like because the grate or like the grated like walkway is probably like 3 or 4 feet out from the wall. So you go as far as you can and like cut it off as near to the wall as you can, and then just unravels and falls into the fog, and that's what happens.
I wanted to eat.
Sorry about that. I know. Yeah. Oh well. I'm glad I did that then. I know nature's important, but I just reacted out of instinct.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry.
Nature, though. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. But it kept saying meat. I didn't know the fog affected plants too.
Seems like there's a lot we don't know about this fog.
How do they eat? It only have stomachs.
I mean,
Maybe like a Venus
I would imagine some potentially. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Secrete some sort of yeah. Because realistically, we are carbon-based beings
Yeah.
that would break down into nutrition for them some way or the other. They just have to kill us.
Usually it's decomposition, and that takes a long time. For it to be that aggressive feels counterintuitive.
You see,
Either
you
way.
see, Chuck is kind of like flashing over and over again into the
Recalling
fog and kind of like,
information.
yeah, learning different things, and then he comes back to us.
Yes. Sorry.
No, don't worry.
My circuits got a little,
Overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
New
did I
environment.
miss?
Did you hear what happened?
Bits and pieces. I'm sorry.
A vine went out and struck at Cascade, and Auburn took care of it and
Okay.
cut it off.
All right. So yeah, I did catch everything. That was the very last part. I heard something about a knife.
Yeah.
Let's get this.
You
fog
said-
go.
How does
move
it feel
forward.
to be attacked by a plant?
How what?
How does it feel to be attacked by a plant?
I don't like it.
Did you know
No
some
way.
do are carnivorous?
I mean, there are some, I think. But like, it's a plant, man.
I touched the plant.
It actually doesn't respond to you at all.
My theory is correct.
Did you just test out a hypothesis that was potentially dangerous without talking to us about it?
There is no knowledge with fear.
Ugh, that's such a dumb saying.
That's why I like him. Chuck, you want to grab some of those? You need a little bit of crazy to survive here. Chuck, you want to grab some of those, and we'll take it back to the professor.
I need a knife.
No. Please
Turn
don't
around,
bring
friend.
The carnivorous plant that is asking for meat back up there, even the flesh of it. If it respawns or a seed finds its way
True,
to
we
Earth
could
up there,
create a pandemic.
we could kill everyone on top.
I will take only
Takes-
one.
Take a small bit,
No.
and I'm gonna hand you my dagger.
No.
Is that
Listen,
water?
I'm gonna put.
I
Ooh,
gather
water.
water from
Um,
the air, and just like anytime he tries to pick it up, I just use water to wash it away. Shape water to just wash it away. No,
Listen, I'm just trying
he
to
didn't ask us
understand
to
what
do
this fog's doing. We,
Yes, for the fog. Not
Well-
the seed.
way I was raised, we go above and beyond.
Yeah, we're in the fog.
Well, we went below and beyond. Now it's time to go above and beyond.
Metaphorically above and beyond. You know what I'm saying, man.
Do I?
I am going to do something I've never done in D&D before.
All right.
I'm gonna sleight of hand to cut off one of the vines without him knowing.
While normally I would be very okay with you doing this, unfortunately, it is like 4 feet away from you, and like you'd have to kind of lean over
Then I
unless
take
there's something, unless there's something that you could do to like distract him in some way.
Okay.
Oh
Can we? Yes.
no, nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, it's just fine.
How about we just move on? We'll come back for the vines.
We do have a mission. We will have to come back this way.
Most likely. All right.
Unless
Nobody's cutting any vines, unless we die. We'll just move on. And Auburn will continue walking forward.
Why do we have to keep going?
s-
Just like suck in the fog now, and we can go back. Right?
I thought we had to be in a more dense part of the fog.
Oh, we do.
That is
Oh,
what
man.
Minnick said.
Okay.
You were too
I
busy
make
eating.
Sure, yeah, I make sure my thing is like attached really well.
You just have
Yeah. Yep. I just imagine the reverse of what Cedric Diggory did
Right.
in the Tri-Wizard tournament. So it's not air, it's just water. Yeah.
Do you
Let's
breathe
go.
water?
Yeah.
Can you breathe air too?
Uh huh.
That is very useful.
Yeah.
I did not catch that earlier. I thought you were extracting oxygen from the water.
Well, yes.
Okay. Take a step.
so there's 2 upwards walkways and then 1 downward.
You said up, yes?
I think we were
Down-
advised to
Downward,
go.
there seems to be a thicker fog bank. Upward
Mm.
seems to be like kind of like wrapped around the sides a little bit.
Auburn would be wanting to go down. Yeah.
Okay.
Amen.
As you walk downward, the fog gets a little bit thicker and a little bit thicker until the point where you can't see probably about like 10 feet in front of you.
Is there a particular smell, or does it just smell like cool, clean air?
It smells like cool, clean air, and like
Okay.
the railways are wet and slick, so it's a little dangerous if you were to do quickly, but but it's pretty well, like it's high and it's not, you're not going to fall over easily.
Right. Right.
But you get down to like a little platform in kind of like the thick of this fog, maybe a minute or so down, and you find yourself on a platform. What would you like to do?
Take
Do you
a
wanna-
deep breath.
You want to give that bottle a go?
Do I have it?
I feel like Minnick might have given it to Cascade.
The
I would
ball.
Given their
yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
I
We
think
forgot
I
it.
forgot
Oh,
to say
man.
who he gave it to.
We gotta go
but
grab-
The ball.
The
Yeah,
jar.
Oh, the mason
the
jar.
jar.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
have. If you gave it to me, I have it. Yeah, I just didn't. I was like
Yeah.
a ball. Yeah, I go. Yeah, here. Also, just to make sure we don't alert any wildlife, I'm just gonna. And as I do that, like the area around us kind of just feels muted as I cast Pass Without Trace.
Interesting. All right,
For me,
go
just
ahead
a
and
little
open that up.
quiet, you know? We don't have to. Yeah.
Cool.
Are
Do you want to open up that jar now?
Are you guys opening the
The
jar?
jar, open
Here's
it.
the jar.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I got
Okay.
distracted.
You.
You're what? And then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pop it open, and put it like
so
down on the ground. I'm assuming.
Whoa, you just popped
As
it
you-
like it's hot.
As you pop the lid open, almost immediately, the rune begins glowing, and it actually gets very, very bright, to the point where it's almost like blinding to look at. And then there is a crack that is very, very loud, and the crack is followed by kind of like you could see like a spinning of the fog as it kind of moves into the jar, and the jar seems to be taking a little while to fill. I would like everybody to make perception checks.
Do we have any sort of penalties because of the thick fog?
I will say no, it's not a big deal.
8.
Ooh.
12.
17.
17. Okay. 8, you're just fascinated by the runes on the mason jar. 12, you look out in.
You cut out there from
Oh.
you look out.
You look out into the fog a little bit, and you don't, it's fog, and you look behind, a few back to the wall, and there's some creepers of some sort that are still there. Maybe just like a couple that weren't cut down, and but Cascade, being as it is that you're so familiar with water, you kind of understand some of the flow of water on a very intrinsic natural level, and you're interested by it entering the jar, but then like you kind of look out and you see, why are there these little vortexes that are going through?
Vortices?
Yeah, there are odd vortexes that seem to be appearing like deep into the fog, and then you look a little further and you see shadows that are streaking across and underneath in your kind of around you in several directions. There seem to be quite a few of them.
I get their attention and go, because like within Pass Without Trace, you can speak normally and it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Sound wise.
Yeah.
So I get, guys, eyes up, and I kind of point at one of the things as it moves to point it out to them so they see it. Should
That's
we
not-
hide?
Not comforting. Is there a place to hide in this area?
In the fog till it's gone.
There's it's foggy, and
Okay.
That's
I was just wondering about
what
just
you
general
got.
terrain. It's just a flat plateau. Okay.
I can just
Yeah.
be a
It's
mouse or
it's like,
something.
so the area that you're on is probably like a 10 by 10, like grate with like railing,
Sure.
and then
Sure. Oh, okay. I see.
and then there's
Okay.
the continuation of the stairs
Right.
as well.
Okay. I'm going to cast a spell.
Sure.
I am going to summon something. You're going to see me pull out my book, flip open to the correct page. I'm going to bite my thumb and let some of the like blood fall, and then you're going to see somewhere from the spatters, black smoke and you're gonna see a ghostly like silhouette form take place. I actually have the token prepared, and it's on Owlbear Road, and I'm just gonna drag it.
Ooh,
I
sick.
can't drag it on, but it's that first one in the top right. I think I can put it in here too.
There you
yeah.
go. You have something on Albo Rodeo that you could drag it on. Oh, that thing's fucking
That-
sick looking.
Is what appears next to you?
Yeah.
That's sick as fuck.
And it's gonna look a little bit more. It's gonna look a little bit more skeletal than that. Imagine more like Susano. I think is from like Naruto is a little bit
Is it
more
just, like,
appropriate
death
here.
and decay?
No, it's just a skeletal like shadowy figure. And you're just gonna notice it like take kind of like a protective side to me. And Auburn's gonna say, well, just in case. Not nearly quite as big, but yeah, like imagine just a more humanoid version next to me. Just
So
in
are
case.
you- So are you all staying where you are?
Auburn will stay where he is, kind of keeping a lookout.
There's no knowledge with fear.
I'm gonna just
Mm.
sink into the fog a bit.
Okay, so you actually like move upwards a little bit, like maybe like 10 feet up, away from everybody, and you could tell that you're a little more obscure than everybody else. Let me do a little drawing really quick, and everybody will see
LBW?
something shortly.
I pull out my fire cannon when I see Alberin summon his thing.
Right. What?
Just in case. Just in case.
Oh. Okay.
So that's like your platform there.
Or do I need to open up Albert Rodeo? And swap the scene?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I gotta open up a big tab.
Can you see me moving if I don't let go?
No, it's still in one place.
Hmm.
Now I see it move.
Mine won't load, so
What the heck?
I was just sitting with this little thing on the screen.
Try your best. I don't know how to solve that issue.
It just won't load, so I can't restart my computer. Wait, page is unresponsive.
Just a little refresh.
Just exit and try to come back.
Page is unresponsive. I can't see it.
He's so big.
Ah,
I do not know how to solve that problem because we are all here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't view it, so we can't show it on stream. So
let's try this.
the,
Here, try
the
it.
result code hung. What?
Let's try a new link, maybe. Password buds.
why am I so big?
Yeah, it
Because
didn't
you
even
got
ask
in
me to load
earlier.
Yeah. I clicked on this one and it didn't even ask me to load in, or it didn't even ask me for a password. So.
It's very strange.
Oh, I can't click.
Did
on the
you
link.
post
have
a
to
new
put it
link?
in general. If I click on the link, it will remove cameras from stream.
I mean, like, remove cameras for 5 seconds and then put them back on. It's not that big a deal. I want you to be able to click stuff and
Where'd you
get
put the
into
link?
the
Yeah,
thing.
just next time put it in our chat, and then I can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Doesn't work.
That is very strange.
Yeah, it's super weird.
That's odd. Okay, then I guess we'll
I think in
old
the future
fashioned
I
it.
will not be streaming this anymore because it won't work with my internet. Because now my Streamlabs is giving me, it's been an error every 2 minutes for dropping down below 60 kilobytes a second on the outgoing bitrate. I don't know what my system can't stream anymore. So
It's very strange.
yeah, you think
All
a
right.
3080 would be fine with an i9 in it, doing this.
I mean, it just sounds like an internet thing, not your
Yeah,
computer.
more so than anything else. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We know where we are. I will use my best version of that's going to be Glenn for now. For the other people that are in the thing, and so you all are in the fog.
Yeah.
It goes over the platform and the staircase as well. To your side is the spire beside you with a couple of these little vines reaching out their tendrils upwards. Oh, oopsie. Didn't mean to do that. And they these shadows casting through the fog seem to get closer, and one lands on the other side, right next to the on the outward side of the platform, right next to the jar which is filling, and almost seeming not to notice you all, likely due to Pass Without a Trace. It begins examining this jar, and the creature is has almost like a vulture like face, and human like arms with large beautiful red wings behind it, and like a hunched over look as it's examining the jar. It has a spear in its hand, and
Does
it
it touch
kind
it?
of it's about to.
I walk up, I step out of the fog, and I say, "Hey, please don't do that."
It looks to you and goes and roll for initiative. Let's go.
Yeah, I tried.
14.
I have a
Is that a
minus
20?
1 initiative.
Oh, yeah.
22.
22.
Is that a net 20 or
That's a nat 20.
That is
Nice, dude.
9.
That's big.
the first 20? Not the first crit though.
What?
He got a 20 on his initiative. 22.
Oh, but not the first crit. I'm here. Is he
Yeah.
crit on initiative?
All right. So, all right. So, natural 20 was Auburn, Obi. With a 22. Who is next?
I had 14.
And then Glenn had a
9.
9. All right. So I will roll some initiative for your enemies here.
I'll have to track my summons.
There we go. Oh no! Oh no! All right. So in front of you, this creature begins making a lot of noise, and you, It's about the size of Auburn, like, but including very large wings as well. But you also see several other creatures in the fog as well. I will mark them eventually. Give me just a moment. Boom. 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 Okay. All right. And Auburn, it is your turn.
So this is like clear hostility, right?
Like it yelled at him, and he's kind of like, I'll put him over here since he was over that way. He's like looking to like lunge at Cascade with his spear. Like it's very obvious, yeah.
Okay, so the one that is looking to lunge at Cascade is going to need to make a intelligence saving throw as I cast Mind Sliver.
Sounds great.
Pull out my book and I'm like, all right then, listen, let's all have a chat. And I'm just gonna try and like stop it.
Well, all right then. What's going on here?
What's all this then?
All right.
DC 17 intelligence save.
17. It rolls a 15. It does not make it.
So that'll be. It's not much. 5 psychic damage.
5 psychic damage. You see it like flinches very hard as like, its eyes open wide in pain. But yeah, there's 5 damage on that bad boy.
Followed up by kind of like it's like, so my summon takes up its own space, but I like to imagine it's kind of like a I swoosh my hand to like do my attack, and then immediately it follows up with a ranged attack, and I'm gonna roll for it now. The spell Summon Undead allows it to share my initiative and goes immediately after me, and the command I'm issuing it is to attack that creature. So
Do you have like
let
a
me
bow
just roll.
or something?
It's called Grave Bolt, so
That sounds
it doesn't
dope.
have a it doesn't have a bow, but I would imagine it's just a beam of necrotic energy that it just points at with its hand.
It's just like, a shadowy, smoky bolt of I guess smoke. Just a smoky bolt shoots out of its hand.
Straight up,
and, looks inky and creepy and hits against it. What did he?
Does a 21 hit?
That 21 definitely hits.
Close.
Let me just roll damage here. 4. That is 11 necrotic damage.
Sheesh. All right. You got. He's looking pretty rough already.
Eyes up, lads, and that's gonna be it for my turn.
All right. So it is now the turn of the red creatures. He got hit a couple times, so he's going to come. He's going to fly right above you, looking like you're maybe the guy that's in charge of everything, as you're taking kind of the initiative, as it were, in doing stuff. And his buddy is also going to come over, and they are both going to attack you.
Let's go.
All right. Oh my god. They both miss, I am certain. One rolled a 10 and one rolled a 6.
No, those do not hit.
Yeah. But they kind of slash at you, and you dodge out of the way, and you're like, oh shit. This is really happening. You haven't gotten into a lot of sword fights.
No.
In the streets. But Chuck, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to turn and see the two attacking members attacking my supervisor, and I'm going to shoot the one that hasn't been hurt yet. I
Okay.
pull out my pistol, aim it, and shoot right between the two of them.
Okay.
18
18 definitely hits.
for 9 damage.
Nice.
And then,
Looking good.
unfortunately, they're lined up for a non-throw. I'm going to tell my cannon to circle around and blast them. So he is going to take his steps right here, and he's going to fire
Sure.
down and hit both
Oh,
of them.
cool. Oh, you can hit both of them? That's fucking
15 foot.
busted.
Yep. It's a 15-foot cone, so he's going to kind of aim it to where it's not going to hit.
Right, right.
I
Like
wish
maybe
I could
right here.
draw a line.
Or like, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. You're Gucci.
So that's going to be DC 16. What is it? Dex, I think.
Dex
Yeah, Dex.
save.
Yeah, they will have advantage because they are very acrobatic and nimble. These creatures. The first one fails anyway, and the second one rolls a 14. Shit, they both fail.
That's going to be 2d6 for both of them. I'll
Make
just
it
roll
happen.
once.
Yeah, just roll once.
For 5 more damage.
For
each?
5 more damage, this one bursts into flame as it
That
dies
one, I
and
don't know
gets shot.
Which one this one is?
Oh, sorry. The one next to Auburn bursts into flames and gets shot and is pushed into the wall and like kind of bounces off the wall. But as it bounces off the wall, the vines actually grab it and begin ripping it apart, pulling
Even
its
on
sinew
fire?
and bone. Yeah, even on fire.
Damn.
They don't care. This one, on the other hand, is still up.
And anything flammable
I'm
on
doing
him
okay.
ignites.
He has some clothes, just some
Not
ratty
anymore.
clothes. Yeah, not anymore. All right, nice turn. Now it is the blue boys, and they will swoop in and attempt to attack Cascade. Cascade, you are about to be surrounded by 4 possibly creatures. 2 are still off to the side, and 2 are rushing in to go attack you, kind of like lonely, a bit off the side. Actually, wait. Roll a stealth check because you were in the fog.
I did step up,
plus
though.
your.
I said,
Yeah,
"Don't
yeah,
do
yeah. You.
that."
Oh yeah, you stepped up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they are going to attack you. They're not incredibly powerful, but they roll a 19 and a 14.
Both hit.
Both hit? Okay. They deal... but not very much damage. Let's see. 6 total damage to you. So they stab you with their spears, but the spears are kind of like dull and poorly taken care of, and so they don't pierce too hard. But you're still bleeding a little bit in your shoulder, and you got jabbed really hard in the side. So there you go. It is now your turn, Mr. Cascade.
Yeah, just go wide. And
Why? Why do you do that? That's my body.
I'm going to utilize a form of wild shape.
Okay.
And I'm going to activate it. That's a full action, is that? Now, I'm just going to activate Shillelagh as a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
And then I will use my action to use that to hit him.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll it to attack, sir.
All right. Yeah, I'll just attack the one that. Yeah, one of the two you can choose.
Yeah, one of the two that attack. Yeah, it's fine.
That's a crit.
They're like, that's a natural 20!
Hey, first one of this.
I'm sorry, but they're wearing adamantine armor.
Still, good job. All right. So we got 2d8 plus 5 magical bludgeoning damage. Are we doing max 1, roll 1, or just roll 2?
Whichever you like, as long as
Okay,
you're
I'm
consistent.
not going to look at them because I rolled them and realized that I can't be impartial if I don't know what we're doing. So I'll roll 1 and keep max. So yeah, so that's a total of 15 magical
Solid.
bludgeoning damage.
Hell yeah, baby. Clink! You hit it right off the side of its beak.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal? Okay. It is currently off the edge of the thing and is like hovering in the air. But yes. You clink it off the side of the head and it go with a large squawk, and it yes, it attacks you. Or you hit it really well. I apologize. All right.
Awesome.
At the end of the round, the vines seem to come alive, hearing or sensing the smell of blood and battle. They leap out and attempt to entangle Oberyn and Chuck. I need you two to make dexterity saving.
11.
18.
Chuck, you are restrained, or I'll say you're grappled. No, yeah, you're grappled. It wasn't a grapple check just because it's special. Whatever, you're grappled. I don't want you to not be able to do it. But you are fine. But as you are grappled, it attempts to. It doesn't have a lot of movement, but it's attempting to drag you closer. And like you move about 5 feet closer to the edge. And that's its turn. Oberyn, it is your turn.
About to break.
Yes. Everything you say on this. Sorry,
One step closer to the edge. I'm going to reach into my back pocket and pull out one of my brass knuckles and just deck this motherfucker
Sure.
with
You
booming
do
blade.
so.
On
Ooh.
my brass knuckles.
Yeah. Oh, I
Hang
forgot
on.
to I forgot to do the green boys. I'll do that.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
Ooh. So that's gonna be 6 regular bludgeoning damage.
Okay, it is dead.
So, okay,
You-
I just want to calculate the
crack
thunder
its
damage
beak.
anyways.
Yeah, say it.
3.
3, you crack its beak, it breaks open, and then the thunder damage explodes its face. And the blood comes out of it, and it just like pang, 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 and like gets thrown back and just falls off the edge.
Do I have this is something I've never played a wizard, so the amount of spells and the types of spells are different, but I don't think I have anything as a bonus action that I can do right now. So
Click the
I'm
bonus
just
action thing, it'll tell you.
yeah, I saw that, but I was just double checking my spells anyways, and I see that it shows me now. That's interesting. That's cool. I'm going to command my let me open the map again. That one's gone. I am going to stay where I am, but command my summon to attack the one next to Cascade that hasn't been injured.
It has not been injured. Okay.
Yes. So that's a D20 plus 9. Oof. A 15.
15 does hit.
Oh, okay. And so that's gonna be for 11 necrotic damage.
Sounds great. Easy clap.
And I would have moved up there. Sorry,
Sure. Sure.
Order's a little bit different, but I would have moved up there as that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You're right. As I come up to his side.
I forgot the green boys, so they are both going to attack Cascade. They swoop in around to your side. You are not flanked because I'm not that mean yet. And one rolls a 15 to hit, and one rolls a 9. Just one of them.
Just because
right?
I have a feature that allows me to add a number to my AC.
Sure.
Maybe don't tell me the exact number so I can't meta it.
Well, I mean, that's why I do it. I want you to be able to meta those
okay
features.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
I want you to be able to use your shit, dude.
So when I'm hit,
I'll just make shit more powerful if it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it's minimal at this point. It makes me have an acceptable AC for a round. So I guess when I'm hit by that first attack, spectral dragon wings come out as it's about to hit and stops the attack. But it works for that attack.
Awesome.
So it's like a shield, a free shield.
Yeah.
You saved yourself from 5 points of damage. So.
And then the 9
there it is. Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, it is the red boys' turn. They're both dead, so it is not their turn. It's their turn to fall into the abyss. Chuck, you are currently restrained.
So, Chuck,
or grappled, I should say,
is calculating.
Sure.
Calm, cool, and collect.
CCC.
I see what you're doing there. He's moving his cannon over to the straight line of 3 in front of him.
What?
I'm moving my cannon to the edge. Unfortunately, to hit all platform. 4 of them. To hit all 4 of them.
Yeah, you'd have to hit Cascade.
Huh?
I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Me? 16. I have a -1 in dex. It is my worst statistic.
Well, we will see.
We're not going to be friends.
You got this. You're water. It's fine. You just put out the fire. It's not very effective.
So for these guys, these 2 save. These 2 do not. What do you roll, sir?
8 damage.
You rolled a 4. So 8 total damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Half for the...
Half for the... Okay. So, this one... these guys did not, right? Okay, so... This guy dies. Gets lit on fire. This dude is able to block himself with his wing, but is not lit on fire. And this guy takes 8, and this guy, takes 4, I should say. 4 and 8. What do you take, Mr. Cascade?
8.
You take 8? Oh no.
No resistances.
And that
-1 to dex. I will fail that every
But
time.
you are like made of water, so I'm going to say that your clothes do not light on fire.
Sweet.
If it's worn, it doesn't light on fire. I read that, sorry.
Okay, cool. That's okay.
And I'm going to have some fun and cast Scorching Ray
Sure.
at the 3 who are still alive.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll? Okay, spell attack for each ray. All right, so I'm gonna do.
Oh.
Oop, hold on. Green, green, blue. If you saw my lights there. Green, green, blue.
Yeah.
So the first one is a 10.
That does not hit.
Second one is a 13.
That does not hit.
I just want to let you know I have a +8 to this.
Oh no.
And the last one's a crit, 28.
It is dead. It just it
It's
just
a 15
explodes.
fire damage.
Yeah. The thing explodes. It is now like you know like the cartoons when the turkey gets like shot or something and it turns into a cooked turkey dinner. That's what happens to this creature.
Vines instantly shoot up from out of the fog and just.
Yeah,
gonna miss the
actually,
first
that does happen. You freaking the vines like swoop up, like because they're like kind of underneath the platform. You're starting to notice, and they kind of like swoop underneath it and just drag, and it's
Man,
dead.
this is some grave mine shit that it's reminding me of.
All
That's
right.
Full, well, other than movement, but you know, my movement's 0. So full action.
Right. All right, Cascade is your turn. There are 2 flying bird-like creatures right
Around me
next to
still.
you.
Yep.
On a scale of
Go ahead.
on a scale of 1 to 100, how bloodied would you say you?
Not. Taking 14 damage. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit. Have either of them taken damage?
One of them has
the
taken
one-
4 damage.
Yeah, the one directly.
Next to you.
There's one
I'm
closest
gonna
to you.
slap
Yeah.
him. Just so you guys know, I'm not a tank. But yeah, I'm gonna try and hit him with Shillelagh. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
22.
Damn! Jeez!
So
That
Laylee,
definitely hits. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Shillelagh is beastly.
Shillelagh is dope. How much damage?
8 magical.
Nice. You whack him good. All right, and they're going to... Is that your turn, sir?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Glad I love you, dude. Oh, shit. Okay, so, yeah, they both kind of and attempt to stab you with their spear. One rolls a 21, and the other one rolls a 6. So you get hit for 8 total points of damage.
Whee!
Stabs you right in the knee. Because they're kind of like the one that stabs you is like right below you, and like on the off the side of the thing, and just kind of stabs up to your knee, and yeah, it just gets you. All right, at the end of the round, I need you to make a very important dexterity saving throw, Mister Chuck.
how important are we talking?
It's pretty important, buddy.
Like a 14 important? I needed
So
15.
you are pulled off into the thin air. You're still grabbed by the vine, but and it's not really doing anything to you because like it has like the, as you theorized, it has some sort of like sap that it's trying to like cover you in, but it's not really doing anything to you. You assume because you are made of metal and you are also resistant to poisons. But you're kind of sitting in the thin air, you know, about 5 feet away from, you know, suspended by this thing that is active. So that's where you're at. Oberon, it is your turn.
Just seen me
Auburn.
get pulled off the edge. No reaction.
I'm on the edge.
They're busy
Not
fighting.
anymore.
I'm off the edge.
Um. Huh. Okay. That's fine. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here.
I'm sure you'll figure it out, dude.
How far off the edge is
Figure
he?
it out, dude. He's about like
Away
5 feet
from
off the edge.
So I could realistically go ahead and like grab a hold of him and like pull
Yeah,
him in. Okay. I'm gonna like turn to Cascade and say, "Sorry, mate," and then I'm just gonna kind of wait. Do I have enough movement to get there?
Each of these is 5, so yeah, you should.
Yeah. Okay. Just double checking. I'm gonna get up there, like making sure to not step in the path of that vine, and just like reach a hand out, and I also take an opportunity attack if that creature
which
does
rolled
do so.
a 14. Is that a hit?
Doesn't hit.
Fuck.
And I'm gonna reach a hand out
Are you
and try
okay,
and
Glenn? Don't
I
die.
hit the brim of my hat and it hurt real bad.
and grab Chuck free and onto the platform.
All right, dude.
I
Go
resist.
ahead. Go ahead
kidding.
and roll. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
I'm helping him.
Flex strength. Fuck. 10.
10. You are not strong enough to pull him off of these vines that are like wrapping him up, and like it's getting worse over time. I also, as like a reaction to you attempting to manipulate these vines, you have to roll a dexterity check.
21.
21. This vine snakes out and grabs your ankle, and you're just able to kind of like, right before it cinches, you're able to move out of the way and kind of like, duck to the side, and you're like, like, soul. I don't
That's
know, somebody, a god.
Okay. And that would be my action, correct?
Yes, you have a bonus.
Okay,
action.
so I'm gonna ask you this now, and this is gonna be for like
Forever.
Yeah. So the spell says that my summon acts at the end of my turn, shares my initiative, goes
Yeah.
immediately after me.
Yeah.
But are you okay with me mixing some of the actions?
What do you mean by
So
mixing? Like just delaying?
in this case, I want to, because it's a concentration spell, I want to use my summons attack and then dismiss him and cast a spell as a bonus action.
I think dismissing him would be either a bonus action or
Well,
an action.
It's just dropping concentration, right? Because I'm swapping one concentration for another concentration spell.
Oh, okay.
If you're okay with me mixing that action, then great. If not, that's fine.
I'll allow it for now, and I might. We'll see.
Sure. So yeah, I'll
Because I think it would be
it'll
cool.
be
Like,
evident what I want.
just
Yeah,
do.
what I want to do. So my summon's first going to attack the one that is off in the fog underneath that had that successful hit against
Yeah, sure,
Cascade.
Sure,
So I'll
sure.
roll for that now. Well, that's a 25.
A 25.
Or 11 necrotic damage.
Yeah. He did. Technically, he has 1 more HP, but I think that's enough.
And
So so
then-
you hit him, and then he slams because you get hit so hard. He slams the railing, and it deals 1 damage, and he dies.
nice. And I'm going to end concentration on that to as my bonus action, cast a spell on Chuck, who I am touching.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, all right, Chuck, just like we practiced, and I'm casting Dragon's Breath on you. So you, as an action, can breathe fire.
In a cone.
Yes.
You have a breath weapon. It's dope. It's dope as fuck, actually.
It does. Oops, I rolled that by mistake, but it does 3d6
Oops,
damage.
Sorry.
Yeah. But that's it. That's my full this one. But I'm
Okay.
holding on. Like I anchor at least. Like I anchor myself against the railing, and I'm just holding on.
Sure. It
Yeah.
is now Chuck's turn.
I look down at the vines and breathe fire.
Sounds good.
You want me to roll anything?
Vines don't really have a dexterity to save, so they can't really get out of the way. So you just breathe fire, just roll damage on it.
It was a 3d6, you said?
Yes. It's cool. It can be acid, like lightning, poison, and fire or something.
Nice. 7.
7? Yeah, plenty. They have like 2 health. But you breathe downward, and like this entire array of vines, which are like beneath this platform, as well as burnt to cinders away, and you find yourself falling. And
Oh, am I not still being held by Auburn?
roll a strength saving throw, sir.
Me or him?
Auburn.
Strength saving throw. That's a lot better than a flat strength check. Oh no, 12. Not so good.
12 is okay, since it's not like you're just catching something as opposed that you're holding on.
Holding on, yeah.
Yeah, you're not trying to fight against something attack you, right? So you are able to boom, and like his metal body hits against kind of like some of the protective girder or railing on the side, and you're able to pull him up, and he gets onto the side of the scaffolding there. Probably the last turn. Cascade.
Wait, that's
Well-
not my bonus action.
Oh, you still have your bonus action. I apologize. That's true.
Yeah, so for the person that I cast it on, just has to use an action to cast that
Yeah.
thing. So
So there's still just one next to me then?
There's one next to
Yes.
you.
the last one.
Did you
Yeah.
did you want to use your
Please.
bonus action, Chuck?
No, I'll let
Beast is at
Cascade have it.
34
I'm gonna
months.
just.
Okay, cool.
Well, that's what close.
Beast is at 34 months.
Nice.
Beasto!
Hey, Beast.
Hi, buddy.
Mhm.
Pistol.
there's just
Beasto.
but it's- Yes.
Is it?
Uh,
Are these
but-
guys like Aarakocras?
You've never seen an Aarakocra before, but you as a player, yes, they are Aarakocra. No.
He's a bird person.
You have certainly heard of flying creatures in the that are like human-like, and just for the edification of everybody here, these are Aarakocra,
I
but
don't know what an Aarakocra is.
you don't know what an
strange
Aarakocra is.
aliens to us, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Not really knowing whether or not, if it's like me, and it has wings, so it may be elemental in nature. I don't know. I'm just taking a shot in the dark. I know it's not a genasi, but it is a creature of the air. So
Yeah.
I'm going to speak in primordial, which is understood by all, anybody that speaks Orin, Ignan, whatever the other elemental languages are. And I'm just going to say, we don't want to fight. Be cool.
After
I'm gonna
we
take-
killed
I'm gonna take-
5 of them.
Yeah, you already killed 5.
I haven't killed anybody.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
fair.
just gonna say, and I would say, we'll let you go if we stop. And I'm just going to take a defensive stance and not swing. I'm gonna use the dodge action.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know that all
Yeah, it's,
avians know primordial.
Oh, they do?
No, that's what
I
you
thought
just
they-
said, isn't it?
No, I
So,
think they might speak Orin, and primordial and Orin can be translated back and
They're
forth.
like the root languages for all the
Yeah.
elementals. So there's Orin,
Primordial is the
Terran,
basis.
Ignan, and
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
So I'm just
and primordials
So-
and bases.
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check because somebody like you who's a scholar would definitely be able to back translate on the fly, but
Maybe.
maybe a random warrior might not be able to.
Normal conversation, sure. In combat, maybe not.
I rolled exactly an 11, so I feel like he's like right on the edge. Give me a higher low of understanding.
So if I choose higher and you roll higher, then he understands.
Yes.
Go big or go home, higher. I believe that you will
Okay.
roll higher.
Rolled a 9 on a d12.
So that's higher.
So that's high. Yeah. So he understands and he kind of like looks and he like looks at down off the side below and at his friend, or apparently his friend
You attacked
getting
us.
eaten by a fucking thing, and he's like, whew, and then he just swoops down and just dive bombs and you can't see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna swing at him. As he
End
moves
of
away.
initiative. Everybody roll Constitution saving throws.
I shoot him.
Do I have? Do I have any benefits? Because of my
You get a
bubble
+2,
mouth?
sir. You get a +2.
Is it against poison?
No.
We can ask that.
Are you
again.
sure?
Yes.
23.
21.
Shit.
I'm never playing a character that doesn't happen again. I need to remake Dahlia.
17.
Yeah, you're all fine. Shit. Y'all are tough. All right. End of combat. As combat comes to an end, as you shrug off like some kind of weird feeling, maybe it's just because you were tired at the end of fighting all was up, or like maybe the air's thinner out here. Whatever. You shrug it off, this feeling, and the whirling, sucking sound comes to an end as it and makes a clicking noise as the jar closes and seals by itself.
I'm gonna go over and pick it up and be like, that was a bit close. Chuck, you alright?
Yes.
Now, what did I tell you about trying to attack new friends? Try
You
to keep them
attacked
alive.
first?
Yeah, my butt's burning.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
it wasn't me. It was little.
I apologize for him, Cascade. He is a little bit.
It's okay. I'll just get some aloe.
I hold my
He's a
hand
little
out.
more
Crawls up my arm.
He's a little more practical than all of us. But let's get the fuck out of here.
It was a net positive.
Well, yeah, this thing's still up, and you can still hear that it sounds sort of muffled because I never lost concentration.
Well, right, you didn't. That's awesome.
So we got another
and
4 or 5 minutes with it up, so we can get back silently and quickly
Solid.
in fog.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're
no
able to do
dilly-dallying.
so. Yeah. No dilly dally. You're able to do so. You go right up the stairs. It was only like a minute or two down the stairwell, from the door, and you get back to the door. You attempt to open the door. It does not open.
There a button.
I lockpick the door.
There is no lock to pick.
I knock on it.
Bang 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 bang. No reply, no answer.
Well, that wasn't part of the deal.
No, he's supposed to let us back. He was very beautiful. He was supposed to let us back in.
That's what he said.
Are there any like it's obvious it's a door. Like, are there any crevices or cracks or whatever? Nothing that we
Like
could
it's
get a
just
grip
the
of,
rotating, the rotating.
and it doesn't
wheel.
budge.
It's just for some reason you feel like after opening it the first time that maybe was not well repaired, and
Just jammed.
yeah, something seems to be up with it.
I shoot it.
And it ricochets. Ah! No. Chuck.
I knock.
Could we heat it and cause some expansion and try to get some movement going that way?
Indeed, you could. You could try.
What do you think, Chuck? Cause some
We can
expansion.
try. Metal
Okay.
expands.
I don't have firebolt. I have chromatic orb.
I can make a sword of fire.
I have chaos bolt, but it's
You need fire?
chaotic.
Let's start with a little bit. If you can do a little bit of fire, we'll do that first.
I pull out a candle and then just light it.
I cast chaos
All
bolt
right.
in the door.
You cast what?
Chaos bolt.
At the door.
Yep. So we're gonna see if I roll a 3.
Okay. Can roll damage.
Well, I gotta see. Oh yeah, I hit it. All right, let's see if I roll a 3. Oh, I rolled a 1 and a 2. So it's gonna be acid.
Okay.
Yeah. So I cast.
How much
acid
how much
bolt onto
damage
it.
does it do?
Oh, 3. I forgot
does
I had
3?
to tell you the damage too. Yeah, I rolled a
It
1
does
and a
3
2.
damage? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that just makes the door all acidy.
Yeah.
It's slightly just 3 damage.
It was a
it's
terrible roll.
Like 3
It's a
drops.
metal door. It is made of steel, by the way. Just
Thought I could.
So
break
no, it didn't really do much.
Or
There's a little pock
dissolve
marks. Yeah.
I will try the
Re-
like fire chromatic orb.
Sure.
Um,
Recall also that there are 2 other paths if
Yes.
you can't get through the door, which is possible.
Auburn's just stubborn.
Before we do
Okay.
that, hold on. It's 2d8
Yes.
plus 1d6, so it actually did 9 acid.
9 acid damage. So the pock marking is a lot more severe, and the acid kind of like flows off the side. You see like little steaming holes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it is left relatively okay.
Wanted to keep it,
Right.
keep it fair.
Yeah.
So that's a 27 to hit the door.
Yeah, you hit the door.
For 19 fire damage.
Jesus. So it's a chromatic orb. So like, where's the orb?
Like I've got the book up in one hand, the orb open in the other hand, and I just kind of like guide it towards, because this time because it's out of combat, it's a little bit more surgical.
Yeah,
So I'm just kind of like guiding it slowly towards like closer to where the unlocking thing would
wheel is?
be,
Yeah.
and where the wheel is, and just kind of like targeting the mechanisms around and behind it. Even though I
Okay.
can't see them, but that's the thought.
So through like some of the pockmarked, acidified stuff, you're able to melt through the metal and kind of like surgically kind of bring the orb into and around the thing, and you see the metal heat up because chromatic orbs last like rounds.
No, it's just one. It's like firebolt. It's just an attack.
I thought they stayed up for a while.
That
You,
is.
you might flame sphere or something.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of flaming
Yeah.
sphere. Yeah. You went ice fishing today, but you weren't with Aaron Rodgers. Nice. That's awesome. But anyway. So yeah, it seems to fuck up the mechanics of the door pretty well. Something is, loose. You hear breaking and snapping, and like you could smell kind of like grease
Well, now we're
lighting
not
on
getting it.
fire, and it seems like something happened.
And then I'm gonna go and, even while it's hot, go ahead and give that wheel a turn.
The wheel turns freely now.
Okay.
But the door doesn't
And
unlock. Right?
does the door open?
You just
Okay.
broke the whole mechanism. Now we have to take the stairs. Get
I mean,
excited.
like,
It's just gonna go.
Perfect.
roll a strength check. Has to be really, really high.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20? Okay. So as you pull, like, spin it freely, you just get frustrated and you're like, oh, bitch! And then you just, like, yank it a couple times and the wheel comes, and then the door, you hear, like, some pieces fall, and then the door just kind of squeak open very slightly, and you're able to pull it open.
That'll do, I think.
I think you lost your cool there.
Well, the fucking door wouldn't open.
Well, here, give it to me real fast.
Broke it.
And I'll give it to you.
I take it and then I just cast mending along the stalk where it was connected, so at least it's attached. Even if it doesn't do
I spin it.
anything.
Does it still spin freely?
It does not. Yeah, no, yeah, it spins for you still.
That way we don't have to pay for it, because they can't prove that we put the acid there. There was predatory plants out here.
Listen.
You know?
All we've got to say is that we were under attack. We were promised the door would be open. It wasn't. We tried to get back. We did what we had to do.
True.
That's not far from the fruit.
No, but I don't know how we shut it again though, and it's an airlock.
They'll figure it out. It's their job. And then Harper goes right in and then like closes the door as hard as he can behind him. And even if it like, you know, when you close something really hard. Yes.
Huh?
There's another wheel on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So at least we can hold it shut.
Yeah. It
Um,
wedges. Like it's not gonna open again unless somebody opens it. But
Yeah, we'll just go through and start heading back inside.
We gotta wait for somebody to open it from the other side on the inside, right?
no, it's open. It's open.
Oh, yeah, we can
Yeah.
pull it shut.
And you go inside, and there's a busy workforce inside. Yes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
me
you're
trying
just
to get
waving at
somebody's
people.
attention, just somebody that's
Right.
going by. I'm just.
Yeah. What do you want? And it's a little dwarven dude. Like he's very.
Hang on, where's Piston?
Oh, he's over that way. There's a little platform out there. We take breaks on it and eat and the like. And he's taking a break.
Doors broke. Make sure it doesn't let the fog in.
How'd you break the door?
We didn't break it.
Well, who am I
Didn't
gonna
make
tell
it
broke
better,
it?
though.
I just got this job. They're gonna think I did it.
No.
Don't worry
I'm not
about
gonna
it.
say
Don't
shit.
worry about
I'm not gonna say
yeah,
shit.
you-
You
we'll-
tell
we'll-
him.
Yes, we're gonna tell Piston. You're good, mate. Carry on.
Security
You
guard.
didn't
I
hear.
swear.
Yeah,
And then he just walks away.
Listen, man. And then I'm gonna like kind of like heavy-handed
I'm gonna lock the
like
inner
tap you
door.
on the shoulder. I'm gonna kind of heavy-handedly like tap you on your shoulder and be like, "Listen, relax. We're gonna go tell Piston. He'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Listen,
I'm
man,
sure
part of
they've
the
got
process, I get
contingencies
worrisome
and if-
sometimes.
Listen, we're gonna finish up here. Gonna go up to a bar. Gonna take a load off, and then we're just gonna have a good night.
I don't want
Right, job well done, innit?
To do more work?
Just relax.
A load off?
Follow
a load
me.
off of what? An airship?
No,
I'm not
A load-
familiar with this vernacular.
all that means is that we're just gonna do nothing for the rest of the night. A load off is kind
Oh,
of
my
like
legs,
relaxing,
maybe?
you know, like yeah, you're taking a load off from your legs. You're sitting down, having a bit to
I like
eat, having
hammocks.
something to drink. We'll find you a hammock then. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, just to keep it short and easy, Piston eating their food, you know, Uh, actually, you can't keep it short and easy because you broke this fucking door. So he's, says, "Well, what happened out there? Is everything all right? Did you get your information? Did any of you go crazy?"
The door is broken.
Our door is broken.
Not the inner one
Broken?
though. The inner one's locked up. You know, nice and tight. Yeah.
So the outer door.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like the
What happened to it?
mechanism that spins. It just spins.
Well,
constantly.
we were out there. We did our business. We were attacked. We're fine, as you can see, but
what were you
as-
attacked by?
Birdmen.
Bird.
Birdmen.
yeah.
They look like kind of vulture-y.
And
They
me.
had arms and stuff.
You know, they keep coming up higher every year. I haven't heard of one of them coming up past level 170, but now
There were 6 of them.
6 of them.
Now there's
Yeah.
But yeah, we were attacked
You're gonna
and we
have to
tried to
talk
make
to
our way back
security.
in, but the door was jammed, and so we, just afraid of being attacked again, we kind of brute
No,
forced.
I understand. It's a reasonable
Apologize.
thing. It's a reasonable thing. You know, you don't want to have to defend your lives more than one time if you don't have to. Well,
It did wedge shut, so it seems pretty okay for now.
It's wedged and the inner door is locked, so no fog should get in. But you know,
all right. We'll get it handled. Do you think you stop by security on your way up? Talk to them about it?
report.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just
Thank you
just
for
tell
being
him
so
Piston.
understanding.
Just tell him Piston verifies fog entities. That's the official term. At level 225. That's all. That's all I got to say.
Level 225. All right,
These.
we'll do that.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good day. We'll get that fixed. It's not a big deal. We got extra round. But get your research done and say hi to Minnick for me. He's a fun guy, and he goes
No,
back to
he's
eating
not.
and.
Not a
Got it.
mushroom.
I take
Oh,
my cannon
yep.
out again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Are you threatening me because of my bad pun?
No, I was just looking at my cannon. Is that a cannon? You just happy to see me?
Scratchy boy. Oh, with the nails.
Yeah, unless anybody wants to do anything else, we'll just head out of here and go up to security.
All right.
Yeah.
So you head up the elevator, gnomish fellow, and he kind of chats you up to ask about the surface. How...
Got attacked by bird
Right
people.
out there.
Sorry.
Completely.
He's so you chat up the same gnomish fella
Mhm.
on the way up, and he's like, "Oh, how's this days? I don't get up there that often."
Again, somehow it keeps cutting in and out
Cutting
over
out.
there for whatever reason.
Like I
think it's
see it
because
like glowing
it's
green
'cause
on the
you're-
Discord.
I mean,
don't know.
you're coming in pieces.
Yeah, it's
Um,
weird. It's fucking annoying. I think I just need a new mic, honestly. You can barely hear Ray. Okay, turn up your volume,
turned it up.
Glenn.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Thank you. But yeah, you chat him up. He asks you how the surface, and you get
Oh, good.
back
And-
to the top.
I would have. So this is the first time anybody would have seen this too. Chuck is familiar with it, but you would see as we're talking to him about it, even in a few minutes. Auburn's not like he's not skilled to the point of doing like anatomical figures, but because of research and because everything's done, he can sketch things out pretty well. But the most surprising part for Cascade might be that he kind of reaches into the air and just with his fingers pulls out a quill from nowhere, and then he just starts like sketching out like one of these things that he saw, and he like takes some notes
Hey.
and he just shows it off to
Hey.
Gnomish dude.
Hey,
Can I see?
where's the pen?
I could just do it. and then I'm gonna I have prestidigitation, which lets me light things on fire a little bit. So I'm just gonna for flavor, let go. It'll just go off into a poof of smoke a little bit, nothing too flashy or big, and I just pull it back again. Like
Can I
that.
see?
Is it in your bag?
No, it's magic. What do you want to? What you want, Chuck?
Your note.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm gonna put it in front of his face. I'm not even gonna give him to hold. I'll just open it up in front of him.
Awesome.
But yeah, sorry, some flavor.
It's great out there. A little foggy, you know.
So dangerous, but you can survive a little bit of stabbing.
Yeah, and Cascade's a little fucked up. I mean, you didn't take, life-threatening damage necessarily, but you got stabbed.
Yeah,
and you're kind of doing okay. You're
And caught on fire.
I'm just very positive. I lost 22 hit points. So out of my 49.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. He just doesn't seem to react to it. It's if
Yeah.
you ever touch it, he goes, but for the most part, he doesn't seem to recognize that they're there. He's just very positive.
Would you like to heal?
Well, I can do that. I'll be okay. Yeah, I just need to clean it out. And I pull that water out and start to just kind of work it through the wounds and make sure there's no dust or dirt inside of the wound itself. And
and you're doing that, and the gnome is like, "That's a really interesting trick, sir."
yeah, water. But also it can, clean out stuff. So.
Oh
I
yeah.
won't drink it though. Not anymore. Not this.
I would probably recommend against it my own self.
Yeah. So you
But,
like this job? You like elevatoring?
Most of the time, it's pretty boring. But when interesting folks come in, they'll share stories. Sometimes I ride nobility up and down.
That must be weird for them.
I mean, maybe. What do you mean by that? Is that a sex joke?
Cause you ride. No, it's like a horse. You ride.
Oh.
Ah.
Right. Yes.
Words.
But he kind of chuckles and he's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, it's really more awkward for me, right? Because those people, they I know this is a weird thing to say, but they all smell nice. They smell really nice. It's like a thing with. They make sure that they're. Sometimes
They really do.
One smell like lavender.
Ooh.
Ow, cat! There's a cat on his flying.
Ow.
But he says, yeah, they sometimes they just want to see the vats and check up on everything. They invest a lot of money down here. I guess we're lucky to have
that money back.
Well, it's one of those things. You can't make money if workers aren't fed, and if stuff like that.
Is there a profit margin in maintaining the the stacks?
Well, yeah, they make a lot of money. On taxes and things like that, and maintenance costs for the city, and all the other Sky City. If they several of the houses are employed underneath to handle that, so that's where from is taxes and things like that. They're able to maintain and expand. It's a pretty good system, I think. Seems to work all right. You come to the end of your elevator journey, and you find yourself on that same kind of and you are able to easily locate the security area due to the signs. And as you get closer to it, there's armored individuals who usually dwarven. There's maybe a human and maybe a gnome, but most of them are and they uh one at like the desk. It says, "Do we have a person to put in the cells? Is this what's going on? What the hell is the matter with you? You're all banged up."
Bird person.
We went to the
Third
fog.
person.
Fog entities.
You went into the fog. Are you lost,
Aye.
friends?
No.
No, we was sent up here by Piston. He verified our information from level 225. 6 fog entities. We encountered them. Dispatched 5 of them.
No shit. 6?
Aye.
At 225.
5.
Aye.
The highest that
Let
we've
one
seen
go.
before today was, I think,
He said 170.
that was like 3 weeks ago. It's, I think it was 200 a few days ago. They seem to be getting higher and higher as
Also,
time.
the plants tried to eat us.
That's a common problem. I'm glad you didn't get eaten though.
Yeah.
But what did these creatures look like? You said bird people.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna show him my notes.
Oh, this is quite a good drawing. And he, kind of like strokes his beard and like looks over the drawing. And he says, "I'll be sure to report this to the head guard on duty. But thank you for your service. We have something, actually." And he hands you guys a bag of 100 gold pieces that you could share. Actually, I'll say 99 gold for the sake of and he says, "We keep a small fund in case somebody deals with things like that when they shouldn't have to. You did, so you can get your wounds cleaned. Use this money to do so. Thank you for protecting the city. It's very, very important. So, that's all. Have a wonderful
Thank
day."
you, Captain.
Thanks. If I may take a guess, the only reason that creatures like them might be moving up higher is because there's a predator down lower.
But never thought of that. I'll mention that to the boss as well. What is your name, sir?
Aubryn. Aubryn's still full, and I'm gonna put out my hand for a handshake. It's kind of like one of those sideways handshakes. It's kind of his
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
He shakes your hand and he says, "Look, I'm Larny, Larny Lan. I am of House Lan. And you all know, everybody knows House Lan. House Lan, first king of Disc. And very, very important house. But apparently he's like,
lineage.
yeah. But you could just call me Lars. That I normally go by, and I will remember your name. You two fellow blue man. I don't know what you are. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
to
this
see.
is the Blue Man Group.
I heard they have great rhythm and beat. That's good. They
Yeah.
And I'm
travel
gonna,
from
like-
place to place.
I'm gonna turn around and pull my shirt collar back. If you're looking for me and that information's helpful,
Oh,
I'm
one of
OS
the,
44.
One of the scholars, eh? All right. So, well, I see how
Aye.
you got your fighting skills then. And what is your name, blue person?
Cascade.
And whereabouts are you staying?
That's Chuck.
And I'm gonna
That's
tell
Chuck.
him where I am, where we are.
Sure.
That is Chuck.
Like you, Chuck and oh my
Auburn.
God, Auburn. You guys have an apartment in the city. It's small,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's okay. And I think you were staying at a hotel probably, or a tavern. Just some random one, unless you want
Yeah.
to make something up that's fun. But all right, well, I'm going to keep you all in mind in case we need to, have more issues down below. If you'd like to make extra money, thing like that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. I will go report this to the guard, to the head guard, and you have a wonderful day.
Take it easy, Laws.
And he actually gets up and goes and walks into like back rooms. And you guys can head out. All right. When do we need to end? Is around now when it's
Yeah.
supposed to end? Okay, cool.
Ish, yeah.
We just have a few more minutes, so I'm going to assume that you're going to go back to Minnick.
Yes.
So the day has dragged on a little bit. It's been a few hours. So people are getting off of work on their kind of like midday shifts, and some people are going to work. So it's streets are a little more crowded. Even trams are, but you're able to get on inside and move through the city. Seeing various there's statues on the corners of many of the alleyways of different kings, whether it be gnomish or dwarvish kings, of important figures. You actually find one statue of Alwyn, Chuck, that's on the corner, one of the streets. But on your way back, you head over to the apartment of Minnick, and head up the stairs. Everybody roll perception.
Perception. 12.
5.
10.
You don't notice anything, out of the ordinary.
Hello, knock on the door.
Yeah, you go and knock on the door, and as you're approaching the door, everything goes white for a moment in your eyes, and your ears begin ringing. And as they ring, you feel a concussive force push all three of you against the wall to your right, left, and like slam your head on the wall next to you. And one of you Chuck like dislodges his arm and like pulls it back in, and he can't see. You all can't see anything for a moment, like you've been flash banged. And as you kind of come to a few moments later, look at the door. There is no door there. It's just an open area space into the open air 5 stories below, and the apartment which Minnick was staying in is no longer there. Below you, there are debris that have injured people down below, and you see the telescope, which was sitting at the edge, is sticking out of the roof on the next block over, and it seems that there has been a massive explosion inside of his apartment
There's been a murder
Boom.
in
Bad
Savannah.
Declare.
And that is where we will end it for tonight.
Clap, 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 clap.
That was cool.
Cool.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
I'm gonna write that
everybody.
recap while it's fresh.
All right. Everybody over in Stream World, thank you all for hanging out. Please follow the channel, and I would love to have all of you here on our fun journey through Tarakas Soul and the Sky Cities. Please, I'd love to see you again. But for now, Glenn, roll us out.
Huh?
I don't know. Play the fucking song.
Oh,
and then...
I usually just go silent for a while and then I play the song. Actually, yeah, I'll play the song first. I just won't be able to talk to you guys for a little bit. Okay, bye everyone.
My friends.
Bye. See you guys later.